and only for a limited time.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that this led to fewer guys with beer bellies, which led to more women attracted to those guys, which led to dates, second dates, wedding bells, and honeymoons, which led to hubbada, boom, which led to you. Miller Lights, we invented light beer, and you.
This is home. 4520 San Bernardo Avenue, Laredo.
Ben, it's your first season with the Lemurs. What brought you to Laredo this year?
Well, I retired 2 years ago, and then last year
Actually is the top strikeout in the league throughout the first few weeks of the season here, and they've been right around a strikeout per inning this year. Is the strikeouts, is that a thing that you are big on, or is it just the makeup of the roster here with the pitching staff?
a little bit of both. You know, you can't get hurt if you strike the guy out. If you don't let him touch the ball, you know, nothing bad can happen. But you know, the pitching staff that Pete brought in, you know, just the talent level is something. You know, I played in this league for 6 years, and just having them, you know, willing and able to attack the zone. The strikeouts will come, but yeah, I've been really impressed with. We throw 95 plus miles an hour, and you know, we're walking some guys, but you know, you'd expect a little bit more wildness. You'd expect a little bit more just erratic behavior from guys so young and throw so hard. But I've been pretty pleased with how, you know, consistent we've been so far.
Yeah, we've been preaching how good this pitching staff is, especially the bullpen here in the early parts. Been really impressed from the broadcast booth. So is that the control, the youngness and the control with that velocity, has that been really what's impressed you the most about the bullpen this year?
Yeah, I would say so. You know, most of the guys that are here, it's not because of their physical abilities or lack thereof. It's because, you know, they would walk 6 guys per 9 innings in their minor league career. They would, you know, get 2 strikeouts, walk a guy, then give up a home run. You know, everybody's here for a reason, and part of my job is to find out why these guys are here and help them get back to the level where, you know, they were having a lot of success. For a guy like Jose Navarro, throws 100 miles an hour, excuse me, he could pitch in the big leagues right now, but he's not refined. You know, mentally he's got to get in a space where he needs to prepare a little bit better, and you know, that's kind of the same story for everybody. Everybody's got a story like that. So yeah, I would say, you know, the velocity and the control, it's just been, you know, really good so far.
And Navarre has been very impressive, as have multiple guys. It's hard to really, from the booth, pinpoint who really is the setup and the closer. Do you guys have those roles really defined? Oh, Inman is the closer, but it kind of the other roles, the setup 7, 8 inning guys, it seems like different guys just kind of come in different nights. Is there really a breakdown with that yet?
Yeah, no, there's not. It's just, you know, we're not going to throw a guy 4 days in a row, so that comes into play. But we do matchups. We do left on left, right on right. We got Isui and Winkler that have really good changeups, so they actually match up really well against lefties. De La is really tough on righties. It just kind of depends where we are in their order, what the score of the game is, who's pitched when. And like you said, Inman's the closer, but you know, if there's, you know, a man on third, we're up by 1, and there's nobody out in the 8th inning, we're going to bring Inman in to get a couple strikeouts, you know, ground ball, and then give a clean inning to one of the other guys.
All right, one last question. What's your favorite part about working for Pete?
Just how demanding he is. I really like the fact that, you know, no matter what I do, you know, he's going to hold me and the rest of the coaching staff and accept us taking days off. I just really like being around a guy that cares so much about the players and winning baseball games, because, you know, this is minor league baseball, but he treats it like the big leagues, where winning is the most important thing, and that makes it a lot of fun to come to work every day.
All right, thanks, Ben. Good luck tonight and the rest of the year.
We'd like to imagine that if you're listening to this,
inning, the other teams in action in the South Division, Texas Air Hogs and the Joplin Blaster.
All right, about that time for first pitch here at Uni-Trade Stadium. And what do you know? 7:03, we're already done with the national anthem. We might start right on time today. Let's take a look at your starting lineups first for the visiting St. Paul Saints. Alonzo Harris will lead things off. He'll be followed by Brady Brzezinski, Nate Hansen, Angelo Sonko batting fourth. In the 5 spot, Tony Thomas is batting 6th, Mike Gilmartin, Tanner Vavra is batting 7th, Mike Garrett batting 8th, and Sam Moss is batting 9th. And that's Harris, Brzezinski, Hansen, Sonko, Thomas, Gilmartin, Vavra, Garrett, and Moss. We'll be facing against Scott Garner, the starter for the Laredo Lemurs. Garner out there throwing his last couple of warm-up pitches here before he gets things going. So far 0-0 in 3 appearances, 2 of them starts with a 3.37 ERA. Last appeared, it was out of the bullpen up in Wichita, getting the save, throwing an inning in a 4-3 win over the Wichita Wingnuts, walking a batter there in that ball game, not giving up any hits though. He last started against Winnipeg. He threw 3 innings, gave up 4 runs on 4 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. His first start of the year, he went 6 2/3, gave up just 1 run. It was unearned on 4 hits with 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. That was against Fargo in that 2-1 loss on May 20th. So hopefully we have that Scott Garner here today, the one that can go 6-7 innings and give up just a run as he's out there warming up. His defense behind him, well, in front of him, he'll be throwing to Matt Coach behind the plate for Laredo. At third base, Abel Nieves gets the start over there today at the hot corner. J.D. Pulfer at short. Travis Danker is at second base tonight, getting his first start at second. And Jesus Pozo over at first base. The outfield left to right, Ty Morrison in left, Drew Martinez in center, and Reggie Wilson in right field for the Lemurs. Leading off for the St. Paul Saints, Alonzo Harris, the center fielder. Last night, Harris was very, very good at the plate. He had 3 hits. He walked once, had an RBI, and 2 runs scored. He also struck out once. On the year, Harris is batting .208 with 2 home runs and 10 runs batted in. First pitch of the ball game, here it comes from Scott Garner at 7:05. The pitch is inside for ball 1. I think that's our first start time. We've actually had first pitch start at 7:05, whether it be home or away. Pitch grounded foul. Count 1-1 to Harris. Sun's still shining. It's been some clouds, intermittent clouds today, in and out with the clouds. We had some sprinkles before the game and a rainbow again like we did last night. 1-1 pitch to Harris. Swings and lines one to left. So that'll be a base knock. Harris will round first, but that's all he's going to get is a single here. Lemurs going with the white jerseys today, with the double L on the left side of the front jersey, and then a number down on the bottom right-hand side of the jersey. White pants, the L, the black with the gold trim, same with the numbers. Black hats with the gold brims, with the Laredo Lemurs, double L on there as well. To the plate, Brady Brzezinski. The pitch to Brzezinski squares around, but it's low. He pulls it back, 1-0. Brzezinski this season has played in 7 games, made 6 starts for the St. Paul Saints, batting .200 with 1 RBI, no home runs. It is Star Wars night here at the ballpark. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a pop-up foul over our heads and count 1-1. So we'll have some different people dressed up as different Star Wars characters, and on the video board for each hitter, they'll have a different Star Wars character. Obviously, for the away team, they're going to have the villains, and for the home team, some of the good guys or the heroes in the Star Wars universe. There's a throw over to first, Harris back standing. Last night's starter, Ryan Beckman, was throwing over to first a whole lot with Harris on the base paths. He's got a number of steals on the season. After last night's ball game, he has 9 stolen bags and no caught stealings. The pitch from Garner is bunted at, but it'll go foul behind home plate. Count now 1-2 to Brzezinski. So Harris, a guy who can definitely steal some bags. On the year, as we mentioned, he is 100% stolen base percentage, as is Willie Argo for the St. Paul Saints. He is not in the lineup tonight, though. So you take that stealing threat out of the lineup. That's a good sign for the Lemurs. There's another throw to first. He's back in time. But those 9 stolen bases put Harris in tied for second in the league with Derek Robinson. Adam Heisler leads the league. We saw him with Winnipeg. He has 11 on the year. Robinson of Sioux City with 9 as well. There's a ground ball towards the middle. Danker from second. He's going to flip behind him to Pulfer, who barehands it at the last second to make the catch. That's the only out they'll get. As it looked like Danker, he had to field it in the baseline. He was going to make the tag of Harris, but Harris making the smart base running play, not running himself right into the out to allow the double play to happen. Instead, he just stopped as he knew Danker would either have to chase him and then give up the double play ball or flip it to second in a bit of an awkward play and still probably not get the double play. The only way that the Lemurs were going to get that double play is if Harris ran right into the tag. So he smartly just stopped running. So Brzezinski reaches on the, well, what'll be a fielder's choice. Harris put down 4-6 for 1 out. That pitch was foul tipped for strike 1. The batter, Nate Hansen, at the plate. Hansen, the designated hitter for the St. Paul Saints. Hansen this season batting .309 in 15 games, 17 runs batted in, and 4 home runs. Over at first base is Brady Brzezinski. He gets his lead. Another throw over to the bag. Diving back in is Brzezinski ahead of the throw by Garner. But this St. Paul team has another guy in the top 5 in steals in the league. That is Breland Almodovar. He has 7 steals, which ties him for 4th in the league. The pitch swung on and hit high in the air, shallow center, going back a half step, and then now coming forward is Martinez to make the catch on the move for out number 2. So 2 away here in the first after a leadoff single by Harris. There is still a runner over at first base. That is Brzezinski. Angelo Sonko to the plate. Let's see what kind of shift they put on Sonko here today. They were shifting on him all day yesterday, and he was 0 for 4, in part because of that. Yesterday, Danker was playing third base, and at one point he was playing where the shortstop Pulfer is shifted to. He's behind the bag at second is Pulfer. Danker in shallow right field right now, and Nieves, the third baseman, is playing almost a shortstop position over there on the left side. First pitch to Sonko was low for ball 1. Sonko, the villain they gave him is Jango Fett, the bounty hunter from Star Wars. Sonko, the lefty. The pitch, swing, ground ball, right side. Poso, the first baseman, grabbing it. He's going to throw to first. Garner having to stop and dive for it. Won't be able to get it. And now going from second to third is the runner Brzezinski, as because of the shift, no one was covering third base, and he will get there easily without a throw. So that'll be a base hit for Sonko, and Brzezinski will go to third on, man, it's really tough to call that, I guess, an error, but there was no one over there to even throw it to. He went because there was no one at the bag.
It's not an error, it's just a heads-up base running play. You just say he goes over to third on the play. You just have to mark it down. Yep. You really can't mark it down in the scorebook anyway.
Yeah, other than a hit. Because even had Garner been able to field it at the bag, it still was a bang-bang play, but he got up with the ball, and there was just no one to throw it to. Tony Thomas at the plate, runners on the corners. Swing, ground ball, left side. Pulfer throwing to second with it, and that'll be the force out to end the inning. So a couple runners stranded here in the first. Lemurs keep the Saints off the board. We go to the bottom of the first in Laredo. Lemurs and Saints scoreless.
Quench your thirst at a Lemurs game with a beverage from Southern Distributing Company. Try mainstays like Miller Lite, Miller 64, and Coors Original, or reach for a Red's Apple Ale or Leinenkugel. Batch 19's the newcomer, a pre-prohibition beer inspired by the last batches of beer brewed before 1919.
Right now, when you sign up for a Gold's Gym membership, you'll get tons of extras completely free. Confidence, free. Compliments from your coworkers, free. And the desire to wear tiny bathing suits, you guessed it, free. You'll be stronger with extras, and you'll be stronger with Gold's Gym. Know your own strength. Tiny bathing suit not included.
Driscoll Health Plan loads the bases with value. We knock it out of the park with all the value-added services we bring to our Medicaid members. Driscoll families cheer on the Grand Slam packages, sports physicals, free memberships to Boys and Girls Clubs, and dental care for pregnant women over 21. Take a swing at our baby showers offered by Cadena de Madre. Forget those peanuts and Cracker Jacks, root for our baby blankets and more. Come slide into home when you receive gift cards for completing Texas Health Steps checkups and attending postpartum visits on time. Don't miss a play. Restrictions and limits may apply. Visit DriscollHealthPlan.com.
Corbin.
Robert Coe warming up on the hill for the St. Paul Saints. And what is it with these Saints pitchers in their facial hair? Coe's got the goatee going, so it looks like from here. Some bushy hair under his hat as well. Not the long hair, though, that Hamburger had last night. But Coe, the pitcher for the Saints, comes into the ball game with having appeared in a number of games for the Saints this season. 3 appearances, all starts, 2-0, 2.51 ERA. His last start, just a 2-inning affair, though, against Joplin. Leading off the inning, Ty Morrison pitched low for a ball, 1-0, and we're going to go talk to those people next door. Morrison gets an Ewok. Morrison batting .302, no home runs, 8 runs batted in. The pitch, Morrison taking. The pitch, more 2 balls and no strikes. The pitch, more 2 balls and no strikes. So we're having some feedback from our computer here. 2-1, the pitch high, 3 balls and a strike. The count to Morrison as he leads off the inning. The lineup for the Lemurs, Ty Morrison, is followed by J.D. Pulfer, Drew Martinez batting third, Dennis Phipps, the cleanup hitter, Travis Danker batting fifth. 3-1 delivery from Coe to Morrison up high for a ball. That's ball 4. Morrison with the leadoff walk here in the first. So Danker's batting fifth in the lineup tonight. Abel Nieves sixth, Matt Coach seventh, Reggie Wilson eighth, and Jesus Poso ninth. Again, Morrison, Pulfer, Martinez, Phipps, Danker, Nieves, Coach, Wilson, and Poso. In the field for the St. Paul Saints, you have Robert Coe on the hill. He's throwing to Max Garrett behind the plate. Max spelled with 2 X's. Over at third base is Tanner Vavra, the shortstop Mike Gilmartin, second baseman Sam Moss, and over at first base Angelo Sonko. To the plate, J.D. Pulfer, who's hitting 194 at the moment. Pitch will miss outside for a ball, 1-0. The outfield, Tony Thomas in left. Over in center, Alonzo Harris and Brady Brzezinski is in right field for St. Paul. J.D. Pulfer with child Anakin as his picture. He has 5 runs batted in, no home runs yet for the shortstop for Laredo. Pitch fouled away, up and over the screen. Count now 1-1 to Pulfer. Pulfer had himself a solid game last night, though. He had 2 hits, was 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. Both hits were singles as the Lemurs fell to the St. Paul Saints 7-4 in Game 1 of this series. Morrison getting a lead over at first. He has 4 stolen bags on the year, tied for the team lead with Alvaro Rondon as that pitch is swung on and lifted in the air into the middle of center field. Making the catch is Harris. There's one away for the Lemurs here in the bottom of the first. Yeah, Rondon and Drew Martinez also have 4 stolen bases there with Ty Morrison. Martinez, speaking of which, coming to the plate, he has Chewbacca as his Star Wars character. 267 is the average that Martinez is hitting right now. 7 runs batted in. No home runs on the year yet for the left-handed hitting center fielder for the Lemurs. Third baseman playing in. The pitch called a strike, 0-1. That's Vavra over at third. Morrison still has yet to attempt a stolen bag here since reaching first with a leadoff walk here in the first inning. 0-0 the score, Lemurs and Saints. That's a nice evening. We mentioned a little bit of some overcast skies. Throw over to first, diving back in is Morrison. That was a close play, but the tag by Sanko not in time. So Morrison is still safe. We had some overcastness, some clouds, and a little bit of light rain for just a couple of minutes, and it's cooled it off nicely. The pitch, swinging a foul back to the screen, 0-2. The temperature tonight only supposed to be in the high 80s, or sorry, low 80s, high 70s. 82 at first pitch, and then dropping into 78, 79 later on into the ball game as the evening goes on. Far cry from the 95 that it was earlier this afternoon. 0-2 the count to Martinez. And the delivery into the dirt. Staying over there at first base, though, is Morrison. He's not going anywhere. Nice block by the catcher, Max Garrett. Count 1-2 to Martinez. Last night, Martinez 0 for 3. He did have a sac bunt in the game, helping push some runners over. We eventually would score a single by Dennis Phipps, those runners including Ty Morrison, who stands at first right now, getting a lead with his long legs over there. Off the bag at first, wearing one batting glove on his right hand, no batting gloves on his left. Pitch fouled away, left side out of play. Count 1-2. I'll have to ask Ty why he does that. He only wears one batting glove while he's running the bases. He does throw right-handed, even though he bats left-handed, so maybe it's just to keep his throwing hand cleaner if he dives headfirst into a bag. The 1-2 pitch swing and a little looper into shallow center, but plenty of time to get under it is Harris out there, and there's a second fly out to center field. Out number 2 here in the first inning. Lemurs and Saints still scoreless. Dennis Phipps, cleanup hitter. He's acting as the designated hitter tonight for the Lemurs. Digging into the box. He digs himself a little pit there to put his foot in, and then steps out of the box, takes one more practice hack before stepping back in. And he's ready to go, waving the bat around behind his head. Here comes the delivery. First pitch to Phipps, just a little bit low, maybe a bit inside as well, 1-0. Phipps this season batting .267, no home runs, and 6 runs batted in. And he has Lando Calrissian as his character up on the video board. Throw over to first. Morrison diving back in. He is safe. Another close throw. Robert Coe with a pretty good pickoff move for a right-hander. He's had a couple of tight ones there with Morrison. Morrison, though, continuing to get a lead. He still has yet to try and swipe a bag. The pitch, Phipps with a swing and a miss. 1-1. A lot of times we'll see Morrison try and steal, but there'll be a pitch fouled away or something like that, so he has to go back. But he hasn't tried to steal yet since reaching, leading off the inning. 2 outs, runner on first. 1-1 the count. The pitch from Coe, low. 2 balls and a strike. Phipps last night had a couple of RBIs in the ball game. He had an RBI single to drive in Morrison and Pulfer back in the 6th inning. That was his only hit. He was 1 for 4. He fouls that one left side. Count evens up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Waiting on deck, Travis Dinker should Phipps reach base. Your umpires tonight, Cody Lowe is over at first base, Taylor Payne is at third base, and Tim Kramer is doing the duties behind home plate tonight. Morrison again getting his lead as part of the mound is covered by a shadow. Pitch swung on and grounded foul left side again. Count still 2-2. You have right around the rubber, there's a thin shadow Now that's slowly disappearing, and then you have a big shadow pretty much about a third of the mound down, the front part of the mound, all the way to home plate and beyond is the shadow, but the rest of the is sunlight. Pitch swung on, runner moving. That ball lined in the left center. Could be trouble, but no. Harris and his speed tracks it down. So a leadoff walk and then 3 flies to center, and that'll end the inning for the Lemurs. They don't score in the first, neither do the Saints. 0-0. Top of the second next from Laredo.
Business Solutions is a proud sponsor of Lemurs Baseball. Core Business Solutions services the 17 southernmost counties of Texas as well as areas of northern Mexico. They offer a wide range of high-tech solutions for businesses and organizations. Make Core Business...
Those guys, bells, and honeymoons, which led to hubba-da, boom.
Leading off the inning, Mike Gilmartin, the shortstop for the St. Paul Saints. He'll be followed by Tanner Vavra and Max Garrett. Mike Gilmartin, he's been around a little bit in his playing career. Just activated off the disabled list today. The pitch, Gilmartin taking a called strike, 0-1 this season. Gilmartin for the St. Paul Saints playing shortstop. He'll swing and miss, 0-2 now the count. Played last year with Lincoln. He can play a myriad of infield positions. So far, hitting .391. He's only played in 7 games, though. Like I said, just activated off the DL. He does have 3 home runs and 7 RBIs in just 7 games. Well, he's been effective at the plate in his limited action so far in a St. Paul uniform. Fouls another pitch away, and the count now still 0-2. Gilmartin originally drafted by the Oakland A's back in 2009 out of Wofford College in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Spent a few years in the A's system, pitched low for a ball, for finding his way over to the Washington Nationals organization for a year, or for part of a year, and then into the Cincinnati Reds system for a year, or for the rest of the season. He spent 25 games at AA Pensacola. It's the highest he ever reached in affiliated ball. Fouls another pitch off his leg, count still 1-2. That was back in 2013 at the age of 25. He was with the Pensacola Blue Wahoos for 25 games where he hit .169 with a home run. Last year, he played 4 games in the Atlantic League with the Bridgeport Bluefish, but he spent most of the year with Lincoln. 88 games with the Lincoln Salt Dogs where he hit .262, 7 home runs, and 37 RBIs. Pitch swung on and hit high in the air, left side, and out of play. Count still 1-2 to Gilmartin. So that was 2014. 2015, he played 78 games, hit .252 with 2 home runs and 28 runs batted in for the Lincoln Salt Dogs last year. So still pretty much the same numbers, same batting average. Just fewer home runs last year with the Salt Dogs than he had in 2014. Pitched just a little bit low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. He started out his career playing more of a shortstop position. He has played some second and some third. Swing, ground ball, right side, out of the reach of Danker. It'll roll into right field. A single here to start off the second inning for Mike Gilmartin. Look at his positions that he's played. He's played a total of 123 games at second, 85 games. This is an affiliated ball. And overall, 455 games at short, 127 games at second, and 86 games at third. So definitely a guy who can play multiple positions but has played short most of his career. Runner on first, no outs in the inning. To the plate, Tanner Vavra, the third baseman. The pitch, Vavra squaring around a bunt, pulls it back though. 1-0 the count. Vavra, I think he has Captain Nita. Is that his name? One of those green hat wearing officers aboard the Death Star in Star Wars A New Hope. The pitch, swing and a line drive, right field. That'll fall for a hit. Phipps charging in. He'll come up looking to throw, but Gilmartin already at second base, and he'll throw actually high to Pulfer, who has to leap up to snag it. Back-to-back singles here in the second to start things off. Gilmartin now standing at second and Vavra at first. So Vavra will see his batting average go up a bit. He came into the game batting .240 with 5 RBIs, no home runs. Max Garrett, the catcher, first time we've seen him play. He did not start yesterday. He has played just 1 game, and in that game he walked twice. Did not record any hits in his 1 actual at-bat. So 3 plate appearances, but 2 walks and a run scored for Max Garrett here in the early goings of the season for the St. Paul Saints. Saints having to find a new catcher this year, as their catcher last year, one of the best players in the American Association, got picked up into affiliate ball. Garrett will bunt it back to the mound. Over there, Garner fielding it off the mound, throwing to Danker at first, who struggles to find the bag for a moment, but ends up discovering it for the out. Runners both advance, so Vavra now at second, and over at third, Gil Martin on the 1-4 sac bunt put out of Garrett. That brings up Sam Moss to the plate. Garrett's picture was just a stock stormtrooper, no one really special. I guess that's the life of a backup catcher. You're no one really special. Sam Moss to the plate. 286 hitter, 4 RBIs, no home runs. Right-handed batter, right-handed pitcher, infield in with 2 men in scoring position and 1 out on the inning. Pitch called a strike, 0-1. Lemurs trying to keep a run off the board. It's still a scoreless game here in the top of the second. 0-0 Lemurs and Saints. Moss's picture is of Watto, the junkyard dealer pitching the dirt, 1-1, who was enslaving Anakin Skywalker and his mother. The alien whose mind is not affected by Jedi mind tricks. Moss last night had 1 hit. He was 1 for 4, grounded into a double play and struck out once. 1-1 pitch, ground ball right to the third baseman, Nieves. He'll look over at third, throw over to first, and get the put out of Moss, 5-3. Moss hit it really hard, but he hit it right at Nieves, who made the play and kept everyone at their station. So Vavra couldn't go anywhere. He's still at second, and Gil Martin still at third. And there's now 2 outs on the inning, but Alonzo Harris, who is 1 for 1 in the ballgame, to the plate. And with that hit, he is now 4 for 5 in the series. So this is a key at bat here with 2 men in scoring position and a guy who is, so far he's hot this series. Right-handed hitter against the right-handed pitcher. Harris way back in the batter's box. He has that back foot on the chalk line. The pitch called a strike. Off-speed stuff there from Garner, 0-1. I don't know that I mentioned Harris's picture. It's Anakin Skywalker, but it's the evil Anakin. His eyes are red. The red lightsaber. The one you see probably in episode 3. The pitch into the turf, blocked by Coach, 1-1. Not turf, it's dirt. I got used to saying turf over there in Wichita because they don't have dirt at home plate, but we do. We have the clay here. Infield is shifting, and I guess coaches are telling Poso to slide over from first. Poso getting the start at first today. He's playing way off the line there. Danker almost behind the bag at second. A 1-1 pitch taken low for a ball, and it's 2-1. Lemurs' last few ball games, they've been going very shift heavy. I feel like I'm watching the Chicago Cubs or Tampa Bay Rays or something using all these shifts. 2-1 pitch. Swing, ground ball, left side, through the shift. Out of the reach of Danker. 1-run scores being waved around from second is Vavra. He will also score. No play at the plate. Harris comes up with a big 2-out, 2 RBI single. And the score now 2-0 Lemurs trailing the Saints. Brady Berzinski to the plate. He reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. The Lemurs now trail 2-0 to the Saints. Brzezinski, the left-handed hitting right fielder for the Saints. No switch hitters on the Saints roster. Just on their active roster, they have a guy on the inactive list, Ryan Cavan. Throw over to first. Back in time is Harris. Cavan, who spent last year with Kansas City and St. Paul. I'm not really sure of the issue there. I know he retired at one point last season when he was with Kansas City. They subsequently released him after that, and then St. Paul picked him up right at the end of the season for their playoff push as they needed a left-handed batter. Harris is moving on the pitch. It's a ball. The throw to second is not in time as Harris is safe with a stolen bag. Count 1-0 now to Brzezinski. Runner on second, 2 away after the stolen bag. The 10th on the year for Harris, who is now one shy of Adam Heisler's league-leading 11. Well, at least going into today, Heisler had 11. He may have gotten a stolen bag already today we don't know about. Garner peering in, getting the sign from coach. St. Paul with the gray uniforms today. Pitch called a strike, 1-1. Says St. Paul across the chest in blue with a red number below it. Gray pants as well. Looks eerily similar to the Los Angeles Dodgers uniforms. There's the 1-1 pitch, a swing and a fly ball left side down the line. Chasing it's Morrison, and he will make the catch in fair territory, ending the inning. But 2 runs score thanks to a 2-out RBI single by Alonzo Harris. We go to the bottom of the second. Lemurs trail the Saints 2-0.
Para un gran carnezazo. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnezazo, carne asada con ganas solo en H-E-B.
Getting hungry? Popeyes always hits the spot. Make sure to stop by any Popeyes location to try out Popeyes' new Smoky Garlic Chili Chicken Dinner. It includes 4 smoky garlic chicken tenderloins served with Popeye's new garlic herb dipping sauce, your choice of a signature side, and a buttermilk biscuit for just $4.99. Promotion starts Monday, May 25th.
Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts. Personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you. For all of your vehicle collision repair and paint needs, there's only one place to turn, Mike's Paint Place. Mike's Paint Place has computerized color matching and digital imaging. They also do full frame and suspension repairs. Stop by and see Mike's Paint Place today at 6410 Polaris Drive in Laredo.
Chavarrias Plumbing's the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarrias is a full-service company with up-to-date technology, trained professionals. With over 30 years of service to the community.
Bottom of the second. The Lemurs trailing the Saints 2-0. The Saints scored 2 runs. Scored 2 runs in the top half of the second inning to take that 2-0 lead.
And the Laredo Lemurs would like to say congratulations to all the 2016 graduates.
Leading off the inning for the Lemurs will be Travis Danker, followed by Abel Nieves and Matt Coach. Those are the 3 due up against Robert Coe. Coe gave up a leadoff walk in the first, but the Lemurs couldn't do anything there. As I don't know what we're waiting on. Travis Danker now coming out of the dugout, already taking some practice swings on deck as Abel Nieves. But it is Star Wars night here at the ballpark. It is a nice night out here this evening. Danker, he's going to dig himself a little trench in there. Then take a couple of hacks out of the box. The wind and delivery from Coe to Danker. Pitch low for a ball. Danker 1-0. The count on the year, he's batting .254, 7 home runs, 16 runs batted in. Those 7 have him in the league lead coming into today. Pitch called a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. But the RBIs has them tied, those 16, for fourth. But the league leaders have 17. So he's right in there in the top in the league in both home runs and runs batted in. The 1-1 is just too far inside, and the count now 2-1. But he's gotten hot here lately. His picture up there on the board, I know you're dying to know. Well, it's R2-D2. Travis swings, pops one up on the infield. Left side, it looks like it's going to be Vavra, the third baseman, calling for it, and he'll make the catch by his shoulder for out number 1. Pop up to third, bringing up Abel Nieves, the Lemurs' third baseman. So they put the droid best friends back to back. R2-D2 followed by C3PO is who Nieves is. 192 hitter, Nieves, so far this season. 2 RBIs, no home runs. For the Lemurs corner infielder, the pitch up high for a ball. He's played first and third this season so far for Laredo. He did play shortstop and second at one point last year for Laredo. The pitch, Nieves taking low into the dirt, and it's now 2-0. Well, Nieves' batting average isn't too high. He does have 6 walks on the team, which is 1 short of the team lead, and has only struck out 3 times, which is lowest on the team. He'll take, again, the count 3-0 after that 2-0 pitch missed the zone. He does not chase many bad pitches. Now the 3-0 delivery, not sure where that missed. I thought it was a get-me-over for a called strike, but home plate umpire Tim Kramer said, nope, that's ball 4. So Nieves walks on 4 straight pitches as he now has 7 walks in the year. I would say it ties him with Ty Morrison for the team lead, but Ty walked also today. So Ty has 8 walks, and now Nieves has 7. Nieves, though, does have a .276 on-base percentage, so that'll go up a little bit with that walk. Matt Coach to the plate, the catcher for the Lemurs. Coach batting .208, 1 home run, 8 runs batted in. The pitch to Coach, he'll take low for ball 1. Coach has Obi-Wan Kenobi as his character, and not the young one. He has old Obi-Wan, played by Sir Alec Guinness. 1-0 the count, and the pitch will find the zone on the inside upper half. 1-1 the count. Now Coach looking back at the catcher Garrett and the umpire Kramer. Coach with his bat with the tan barrel and the dark brown handle. The pitch swing and a fly ball down the left field line. That will hit the wall. It'll bounce and hit the wall. Coming into third, standing up is Nieves, and Coach has himself a double. Had to wait for that ball to get down. It had a chance for a brief second, I thought, to maybe sneak over the wall in the corner, but one hopped the wall. And it's a 1-out double. Lemurs are in business here with 1 out and runners on second and third. Reggie Wilson to the plate. Well, this is a similar situation to what the Saints had last inning. Saints scored 2 runs in the top of the second. They had runners on second and third with 1 out. They then had runners on second and third with 2 outs after a ground out. And no one scoring. The pitch to Wilson, taken high for a ball, 1-0. And Wilson, one of the smallest guys on the team for the Lemurs, in both height and weight, has one of the biggest, or at least heaviest people in the Star Wars universe. Pitch low for a ball is his picture. He's batting .182, 2 RBIs, no home runs this season. But he has Boss Nass, the Gungan, from episode 1. He's in a couple other movies as well, but not many appearances. The pitch, Wilson swings, fouls it back to the screen, count 2-1. So Coach at second, Nieves at third after the double by the Lemurs catcher. 2-0, Saints leading the Lemurs. 5 hits in the ballgame already for St. Paul. And that double by Coach was the first for Laredo. The pitch up high. Count now 3-1 to Wilson. He'll be looking for something here he can hit into the outfield and drive in a run, if not two. Here ahead 3-1 against Robert Coe. Coe sets out on the hill, toe on the third base side of the rubber, delivers a 3-1 pitch, a swing and a foul tip back into the glove of Garrett. Count now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, runners on second and third, 1 out, bottom of the second, 2-0, Saints leading the Lemurs. Wind was blowing in from left earlier. Now it's kind of blowing to the left field corner. Pitch popped up left side, but out of play. Foul. Count stays 3-2. Yeah, it's kind of blowing to the left field in from right, I guess. Blowing towards the third base foul line. So if you're standing on that third base or left field line, you're going to get wind in your face if you're facing the field of play. 3-2 pitch, up high, ball 4. Second walk of the inning for Robert Coe, and the bases are now loaded. He did have first base open. Jesus Poso now to the plate for Laredo. Poso getting the start today at first base. He started yesterday at catcher. He went 0 for 3 yesterday. Overall in the year, batting .080 with no home runs and 1 RBI. He'll be hoping for an RBI or 2 here in this at-bat. Base knock will drive in 1 for sure, maybe even another if Coach can score from second. And if he really gets one into a good spot, then Wilson with his speed could score from first. Poso with young Obi-Wan, the one from episode 1. The pitch to Poso, swings and a pop-up on the infield, foul territory, left side towards the third base dugout. Chasing it is the third baseman Vavra, but it'll land in the dugout, out of his reach. 0-1 the count now to Poso. Poso, right-handed hitter against the right-handed pitcher Coe. Stands up right on the chalk line on the inside part of the box. Toes right near it. His back foot on the back line. Pitch up and in. Ball 1. Poso leaning out of the way. Bases are loaded. Reggie Wilson at first. Matt Koch at second. Abel Nieves at third. Corners are playing in. Middle infield at double play depth. Poso with a swing and a miss. 1-2 the count to the Lemurs starting first baseman today. He's got his left pocket hanging out. Digging in as he's now down 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch from Coe. Swing, ground ball hard left side, but it's right to the shortstop, Gilmartin. He goes to second for 1 and over to first. An inning-ending 6-4-3 double play. And we go to the top of the third. Lemurs don't score here in the second. It's still 2-0, Saints leading the Lemurs.
Chavarrias is still growing strong. Visit chavarriasplumbing.com and go Lemurs!
South Texas families never strike out with Driscoll Health Plan. Catch the value-added services we pitch to our Medicaid members. Enjoy a free membership to specific Boys and Girls Clubs. Receive gift cards for completing Texas healthcare checkups. Restrictions and limitations may apply. Visit us at DriscollHealthPlan.com.
There's a reason why Popeyes creates some of the best tasting chicken in the world. We were born in New Orleans, Louisiana, the land of good fun and great cooking. Spicy flavor is a way of life in New Orleans, and everything we make reflects it. From our Popeyes bona fide chicken and handcrafted tenders to our home-style mashed potatoes with Cajun gravy and our soft buttery biscuits, everything we make is made with care and served up fresh. Only at Popeyes.
Uni-Trade continues to provide solutions in foreign trade through a highly satisfactory customs brokerage service. Uni-Trade has quality trained personnel devoted to the highest level of customer service. For all your transportation, distribution, and consolidation needs, it's Uni-Trade.
Texas Outlaw Grill is a proud sponsor of your Laredo Lemurs, specializing in outlaw delicacies such as the Texican, the Gringo, and the Bandit hot dog and their ever-famous barbecue burger. Be the first to try their groundbreaking Cabrito hamburger and Cabrito hot dog. For all to-go orders, catering, and fundraising information, go by 5209 Springfield Suite number 4 or call 956-771-1919. That's Texas Outlaw Grill.
right, top of the third inning. Lemurs trailing 2-0 to St. Paul Saints. And my buddy Warren Shore will take you through the third and fourth innings with play-by-play.
Thank you, James. Due up is the heart of the order for the Saints. 3, 4, 5 hitters of Hansen, Sonko, and Thomas. Hansen, the righty, digs in on the back of the batter's box, and the first pitch is inside, ball one. Hansen flew out to left in the first. Hansen leads the team in RBIs with 17. Second in the team in home runs with 4. The second pitch bounced in there, so 2-0 in the count from Scott Gardner, who was looking to have a bounce-back inning after surrendering 2 in the second. Hansen hits one to center. Going back is Martinez under it, and he makes the play. So fly out to center for the first out of the inning for Nate Hansen. Now that's going to bring up Angelo Sonko, who had a 2-out single in the first. And they are going to shift him again as Travis Danker, playing second base tonight, will play in shallow right field. J.D. Pull for the shortstop shifts over to play about a couple steps to the second base side of second base, and then Abel Nieves playing shortstop. First pitch to Sonko, fastball, strike one. Sonko off to a slower start this year than last year when him and Vinny DiPiazzo as that 0-1 is there. Misses low, 1-1, as they both were pretty much 1-2 in the MVP race. The 1-1 just missed outside, 2-1 the count. So the Saints are looking for Sonko to get back to last year's production, as he calls time. And now the 2-1. He's way ahead of that off-speed pitch. He went chasing. 2-2 now the count. As on deck is Tony Thomas. And the 2-2 misses down low, full count. Thomas, last night DHing, tonight playing left field. And the 3-2 pitch is fouled, and that went underneath the net in the dugout for the Lemurs. So there's like probably about 6 to 8 inches of separation between like the netting and the top rail, and that went right under that, and that was a rocket. Good thing no one was standing there. As Sonko hits one down the right field line, Wilson chasing after it. That one is hooking, and that's going to be foul. And if that would have stayed fair, that would have been gone, because that landed past the wall and past the grass, and would have been gone to the past the 345 and right. You don't see many balls come close to a home run down the right field with it being so far 345, but there's no wind pretty much tonight. Sonko weakly hits the 3-2 pitch back up to Gardner, throws over to Posto at first, and that's 2 quick outs. Wind tonight, if it's anything, slight breeze out to left. The championship flag in right center field isn't moving. The flags in left center field are just barely moving. So that's why the Sonko foul ball had a chance to be gone if it did stay fair. And now Tony Thomas up, first pitch to Thomas. Fastball, strike one. Thomas currently 15-game hitting streak. He's 0 for 1 on the day, so he's looking to extend it to 16 on the season. That 0-1 low. Thomas, as you might imagine, with a 16-game hitting streak, he does lead the team in average with a 375 average. Also leads the team in home runs, second in RBIs. That one swung on and missed. 1-2 the count with 2 outs. Also second in the team in RBIs with 16. So he's been one of the main Saints producers. That 1-2 off-speed pitch just missed outside. 2-2 the count. St. Paul leads Laredo 2-0 here in the top of the third inning. 2-0. 5 hits for the Saints, 1 for the Lemurs. As that pitch is fouled off back behind home plate. Count will remain 2-2. As the sun is beginning to set. 2-2 misses high, 3-2. As now the full infield is engulfed in the shadows caused by the second level of the stadium, all the suite level and the offices. The 3-2 is hit into center field. Going back is Martinez. Still going back. He makes the play about 2 steps in front of the warning track, and that's going to be a 3-up, 3-down for the Saints. No score for the Saints in that inning as the St. Paul still leads the rate of 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the third.
Que celebrar misma, pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres, pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo, carne asada con ganas, solo en H-E-B.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back at Whataburger.
First of all, you start with a large bun, 2 patties, shredded cheddar cheese,
The creamy sauce,
creamy steak sauce. My personal favorite part is the onions, the grilled onions and bacon.
grilled perfection.
It's good stuff. Love it. You take a bite. It's hard to describe. It's hard to put into words. The Chop House Cheddar Burger.
Chop House Cheddar Burger. It's back.
I don't have anything else to compare it to. It's the best out there, I think. The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back.
Only at Whataburger and only for a limited time.
Here in the bottom of the third inning, the Lemurs trailed 2-0. Due up is the top of the order. Morrison, Pulfer, and Martinez. And the bases loaded with 1 out in the bottom half of the second inning, but Jesus Pozo couldn't come through as he grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. First pitch from Robert Coe. Misses down low for ball 1 to Morrison. That 1-0 again, misses down low, 2-0 the count. Morrison led off the bottom half of the first inning with the walk. Coe has pitched in Uni-Trade Stadium before. That was last year on May 31st. And the 2-0 misses just a tad outside, maybe a little high. 3-0 the count for Morrison. He pitched May 31st, went 6 innings, allowed 1 run. And that 3-0 is low, so that's a 4-pitch walk to start the third inning. That's the second time Morrison has led off the inning with the walk, but going back to Coe when he pitched here, allowed 2 hits, walked 2, struck out 3 in 6 innings and got the win. That was a 2-1 win here in Laredo on May 31st, so he's making his second career start at Uni-Trade Stadium. Morrison at first gets his lead. First pitch to Pulfer, fastball, strike 1. Pulfer lined out to the shortstop in the first inning. Pulfer had a nice game last night. Couple base hits as his average is now up to 194. And the 0-1, he fouls that one. Under it, going is the first baseman, Sonko, and it ricochets off his glove on the warning track right by the little family picnic area behind first base and behind the tarp. So caught a break there. See if Pulfer takes advantage of that one. That was been a tough play, but still usually you see most first basemen make that play. Now the 0-2, down low. Coe attended college at Division III University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, and if you don't know about Wisconsin-Whitewater, they are a powerhouse in Division III football. Them and Mount Union, the 1-2. Morrison going, balls low and that throw is down, and Morrison is out. He was out by a half a step, and that pitch was bounced in there. What a throw by the catcher, Matt Garrett. So that is a caught stealing for Ty Morrison. 2-2 the count to Pulfer. What I was saying about University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, them and Mount Union from Alliance, Ohio, before this season had played in 10 consecutive Division III football championships. And the 2-2 misses high. Full count to Pulfer, worked it full. Nice of him. And Wisconsin-Whitewater didn't make it this year, but Mount Union did, and they all play in the Stag Bowl, and it's a big rivalry in the ranks. So Wisconsin-Whitewater and Mount Union. So I bet Robert Coe has probably attended a couple Stag Bowls. Pulfer reaches out and fouls one out of play, staying alive at 3-2. Pulfer, nice job of getting down 0-2 and also taking advantage of the Sonko drop in foul territory. And the 3-2 pitch, Pulfer fouled off again. So after going down, work the count full. Here with one out. As Ty Morrison got the leadoff walk, was caught stealing, and he was out. He was out by about 2 steps. That was a great throw from a ball in the dirt from Garrett. 3-2 misses low. So that's back-to-back walks for Robert Coe. And coming into tonight, Coe walked 5 batters in the opener on May 20th against Gary. And then he walked 3 batters May 25th in Sioux Falls in 6 2/3 innings. So he's no stranger to walks. He did not allow a walk in his last start, May 31st, but only pitched 2 innings and was done. But tonight already have 2 walks, and the first pitch to Drew Martinez misses outside, ball 1. Martinez flew out to center. In the first inning, infield a catcher. Catcher or our home plate umpire? One using Jedi powers here on Star Wars night to stop the pain. Martinez hits one down. Now he's in, and we're about to get the next pitch from Robert Coe. And the 1-2 misses wide, 2-2 the count. Coe, been a professional for 5 years. 6'4", 180 pounds, so tall and lanky. As now he comes set at the letters and deals the 2-2. Martinez fouled off back to the screen, actually over the screen. Count remains 2-2. As both batters up have walked to start the third, but Morrison caught stealing. So we have 1 out. Pulfer at first. That was been a tough play, but still usually you see most first basemen. And that's going to be ball 3. So full count again. All 3 batters in this inning have had 3-ball counts.
That was been a tough play, but still usually you see most first basemen.
And now as we await the 3-2 outfield playing straight away. And that's offering. Fouled off again, so Martinez doing a lot here to stay alive in the at-bat. So much so that the umpire's calling for more baseballs. He sent so many souvenirs. So we'll have to see who will win this battle between Coe and Martinez. And now the 3-2 pull for going. Grounded over to the first baseman. Diving. Having it is Sonko. He steps on the bag. Pulfer advances to second. So that would be a fielder's choice. 3 unassisted. As Sonko made a nice play with the runner going. Pulfer diving and handles it himself. Now that brings up Dennis Phipps. Flew out to center to end the first inning. Phipps on the season batting .267 and he's played in all 8 games he's been with the team coming over from the Mexican League. Has 2 doubles, a triple, 6 RBIs. First pitch to Phipps outside. Phipps, though, already 3rd in the team in strikeouts with 12. As Phipps fouls that one, or actually that's in play. I thought it might have clipped his foot, but right back to the pitcher, Coe. Throws over to Sonko, and that will do it for the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Lemurs get a couple and strand 1. We'll head to the top of the 4th inning here at Uni-Trade Stadium. St. Paul leading Laredo 2-0.
Before your Memorial Day party gets going, drive over to Ashley Furniture Home Store this week for our best Memorial Day sale ever. Get dramatic price reduction store-wide or no interest until January 2021. Choose from sofas and sectionals, all at unbelievably low prices. Plus, find savings on beds and amazing deals on dining rooms. It's our best Memorial Day sale ever, so don't wait. Hurry over to Ashley Furniture Home Store right now. Ashley Furniture Home Store. This is home. 4520 San Bernardo Avenue, Laredo, Texas, 956-712-2401. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Quench your thirst at a Lemurs game with a beverage from Southern Distributing Company. Try mainstays like Miller Lite, Miller 64, and Coors Original, or reach for a Red's Apple Ale or Leinenkugel. Batch 19's the newcomer, a pre-prohibition beer inspired by the last batches of beer brewed before 1919.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que por fin compraste carro nuevo? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? ¿Que hoy empieza tu fin de semana? ¿O que hoy se acaba tu novela y mañana empieza otra? La respuesta es la misma, pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres, pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. El carnesazo de H-E-B es una pachanga de sabor. Solo tienes que invitar a los compadres, prender la parrillita, ponerle unas fajitas, costillitas, chuletitas, salchichitas y, ¿por qué no?, hasta un...
It's the top of the 4th inning, and the Lemurs trail 2-0. Mike Gilmartin here to lead off the top of the 4th. He singled and scored in the 2nd inning. As the first pitch to Gilmartin is a strike. And now the 0-1 as he hits that one back up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. So Gilmartin is 2 for 2 on the day with 2 singles, and both of those singles have led off the inning. Now that's going to bring up Tanner Vavra, who also singled and scored in the 2nd. Vavra, 240 hitter on the year with 5 RBIs. here in the fourth. We got a lot of action going around the American Association, so let's take a look at the scoreboard. First pitch, squared to bunt, but pulled it back as that pitch was high from Gardner. In the bottom of the sixth inning in Winnipeg, the Lincoln Salt Dogs lead 7-2. So that's looking a little blowout-ishy there. As it must be nice for the Gold Eyes to finally play some home games as they started off on a long road trip, 14 days. Or pardon me, 17-day road trip. I was thinking of St. Paul. They're in the middle of a 14-day road trip. As the 1-0 hit right back to Gardner. He's going to throw it to second. Gets the first out. Relay from Danker. Not in time as Vavra beats it out. That's a fielder's choice on that play. And now Vavra's standing over at first base. The Sioux Falls Canaries are trailing to the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks in the top of the seventh inning, 3-2. That game is in Sioux Falls. That's a North Division battle right there. And then we'll take a look in the South Division here, top of the sixth inning. Joplin leading Texas 4-2. As Max Garrett is up. Garrett sacrifice bunt in the second, still looking for his first hit of the season. This is only his second game of the year. So, and he's only had one at-bat, one official at-bat. He's had 3 plate appearances. So he has 2 walks. As Garrett pops one up into the infield. Poso under it. Going back now, and he makes the play, Poso. So he had to take about 5 steps back as Garrett pops up to the first baseman. And in that game, the 2 in Joplin, the 2 runs for Texas come on a Burt Reynolds home run. That is number 7 for Burt on the season. So that should put him in a tie with Travis Danker for the lead. So now we have some company up top, but Joplin leads that one 4-2. 5 of those 7 home runs from Reynolds are solo shots. First pitch to Sam Moss, called strike with 2 out, runner on first. The number 9 hitter grounded out to the third baseman in the second inning. In Sioux City, the Explorers lead the Kansas City T-Bones 5-0. That is in the bottom of the 4th inning. And in Wichita, the Wingnuts trail the Gary South Shore Railcats 6-0, top of the 3rd. So that's a look around the American Association scoreboard. We'll give you an update in around the 7th or 8th inning as the pickoff throw diving back is Vavra. And the 1-1 to Moss. Hit into right field. Wilson going back. Still going back and makes the catch. As that Moss hit that one hard, but it's such a deep right field. Wilson had it the whole way, so after a leadoff single, no damage done. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Laredo trailing 2-0.
Pollo mariposita y que no se te olvide la musiquita y hasta una buena bailadita para un gran carnesazo. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo, carne asada con ganas, solo en H-E-B.
There's a reason why Popeyes creates some of the best tasting chicken in the world. We were born in New Orleans, Louisiana, the land of good fun and great cooking. Spicy flavor is a way of life in New Orleans, and everything we make reflects it. From our Popeyes bona fide chicken and handcrafted tenders to our home-style mashed potatoes with Cajun gravy and our soft, buttery biscuits, everything we make is made with care and served up fresh. Only at Popeyes. Getting hungry? Popeyes always hits the spot. Make sure to stop by any Popeyes location to try out Popeyes' new Smoky Garlic Chili Chicken Dinner. It includes 4 smoky garlic chicken tenderloins served with Popeyes' new garlic herb dipping sauce, your choice of a signature side, and a buttermilk biscuit for just $4.99. Promotion starts Monday, May 25th.
Bottom of the 4th inning here at Uni-Trade Stadium. Game number 2 between the St. Paul Saints and the Laredo Lemurs. St. Paul leads 2-0 after their come-from-behind victory last night, 7-4. Due up is Travis Danker. He'll lead off the 4th inning, followed by Abel Nieves and Matt Coach. Danker popped up to the third baseman, and his only at-bat looks at a first pitch, strike 1. Danker, as I mentioned in the previous inning, tied for the lead now in American Association home runs with 7 with Burt Reynolds, but coming into tonight's action, he had the solo lead as Danker pops that one foul out of play. St. Paul, I know it's early in the season, but they've played 4 series and have yet to lose. They're 3-0-1, have 1 series sweep. So they, as everyone imagined, this would be a tough series, and it is. As the 0-2 to Danker is outside. 1-2 the count. You got to hope, you got to get this one so you can go to the rubber match tomorrow and hopefully win the series. Tomorrow, if you're Laredo, the 1-2 misses high, 2-2 the count. And you have faced St. Paul's top 2 pitchers. Last night we saw Matt Hamburger go complete game. Danker pops up the 2-2 pitch into shallow center field. The shortstop, Gil Martin, under it, and he makes the play. So you see Mark Hamburger last night, and then Robert Coe tonight. Those are the top 2 pitchers for St. Paul. And you got to Hamburger allowing 4 runs in 6 innings, but he managed a way to go to the distance. Now that brings up Abel Nieves. Looks at a first pitch. Ball 1. St. Paul, one of the top teams in the American Association, if not the best, as the 1-0 misses. 2-0 the count. They are 9-0. Their magic number for runs scored is 5. They are 9-0 and they score 5 runs in a game. Nieves fouls that 0-2 pitch into the seats to the right. 2-1 the count. When they don't score, when they score 5 or fewer runs, they are 3-4. You can also look at 4 runs as a magic number. They would be 12-1 if they score 4 runs or more in a game. As Nieves hits it to right field. The right fielder diving is Brzezinski out in right field, and that falls in for a double. As boy, he took a scenic route out there. It never really got a good look at the ball off the bat of Nieves. Hit to right field, and that's going to be a double for Abel Nieves. Brzezinski might have lost that one in the lights, but he just did not. As you see on the replay here, he is just misplayed that one, coming in, dives, and just did not make a good play on that one. But Nieves isn't complaining, as that is his 4th double on the season. And with 1 out and a runner in scoring position, that brings up Matt Coach, who is 1 for 1 on the day with the double in the second. First pitch to Coach, he check swing, foul ball over by the dugout. So 0-1 the count. As that's only the second hit of the day for Laredo, as Coach has the other one, and the 2 hits are both extra base hits, 2 doubles. The 0-1 inside. 1-1 the count. And now the 1-1. Misses down and away. 2-1 the count. Coach, off night last night, but back behind the plate tonight. Caught all 4 games in Wichita, so the off night was well deserved for him last night. As Coach way ahead of that 2-1 pitch, 2-2 the count. Coach in the last 10 games, 226, a home run and 7 RBIs. Second most RBIs on the team in the last 10. So he has been producing runs as a 2-2 misses high. Full count. Because that's been a common theme here tonight for Robert Coe, who's already at 74 pitches last inning. All 4 batters had 3-ball counts, so the Lemurs are making him throw a lot of pitches, as that's ball 4. So Coach draws a 1-out walk. And now they'll have runners on first and second for Reggie Wilson. That's the 5th walk of the day for Coe. And that's the 2nd time this season he has walked 5 in a game. As I mentioned earlier on, the season opener against Gary, the second game of the season, his first appearance of the season, he walked 5 batters in 5 2/3 innings. So command for him so far has been his problem. Wilson, first pitch to him is bounced in there, ball 1, runner stay. Wilson walked in the second. And now the 1-0 misses high, 2-0 the count. There is activity in the Saints bullpen. Looks like a pitcher is stretching. And the 2-0 to Wilson. That one bounced in there again. Nice play by the catcher, Garrett, of holding that one, letting it not go back to the backstop. So 3-0 the count to Wilson. And you got to imagine Wilson's going to be looking at this one and maybe even the next one. The 3-0 from Coe. Called strike. That just caught the outside part of the plate, and that was a tad low, too. Some of the fans in attendance aren't pleased with that one. But that's a called strike. Definitely a very generous call there. And now the 3-1. Bounced in there, so back-to-back walks. That's going to load the bases up. And quite the familiar situation here, as this brings up Jesus Poso. He had the same situation in the bottom of the second inning. Bases loaded, 1 out, and he grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. And manager for the Saints, George Tsamis, is going to head out to the mound, have a quick chat with Robert Coe. I haven't seen any calls to the bullpen yet. With probably just a chat to settle Coe down. And that's what it was, is the meeting's already over. But Poso, same situation. And if you want to look back, Nieves, Coach, and Wilson all did something of the similar variety in the second and the fourth. Nieves walked. This time he doubled. Coach got the double in the second. He walked. And then Wilson's walked both times. So that's how the bases have been loaded both times here in the fourth inning for the number 9 hitter. Jesus Poso. And this would be quite the time for Poso to get a big hit. First pitch called, strike one. As Poso has been struggling lately at the plate, but has had good defense on the season, batting .080. Poso high and in. He had to lean back at that one. Ball one. Poso has yet to record a hit in his last 13 at-bats. So that's a slump that he is going to want to break out of. The 1-1 to Poso fouled that one off back to the screen. So 1-2 the count. Infield playing a double play depth. Outfield straight away. Poso has a lot of power in batting practice. He really flashes the power. He sends multiple balls over the left field wall. And now the 1-2 pitch, down and away, 2-2 the count. It's just he has been struggling to put it all together. Career, he's about a .230 hitter. So you got to imagine he's going to regress to his career mean. The 2-2 misses down and in, so now it's a full count. Good job by the Panda, as they call him, to work the count full with one out. Bases loaded. Lemurs trailing 2-0. And the 3-2 pitch. Poso fouls that one off back to the screen. As now Cole looks in, gets the signs, comes set. As Poso hits one. Oh, what a play by the catcher, or by the pitcher, Ko. What a line drive back up to Ko. He caught it, throws over to Sonko at first, and that's a double play. And man, Poso is just so unlucky at the plate for the second time. Poso ends the inning with a bases loaded double play. Lemurs can't cash in. We'll head to the top of the fifth inning. Laredo trailing St. Paul 2-0.
Texas Outlaw Grill is a proud sponsor of your Laredo Lemurs, specializing in outlaw delicacies such as the Texican, the Gringo, and the Bandit Hot Dog and their ever-famous barbecue burger. Be the first to try their groundbreaking Cabrito Hamburger and Cabrito Hot Dog. For all to-go orders, catering, and fundraising information, go by 5209 Springfield Suite number 4 or call 956-771-1919. That's Texas Outlaw Grill.
Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, the official team doctors of your Laredo Lemurs. Now with 2 convenient locations to better serve you. Our north location is located at 9652 McPherson Road, Suite 12. Our south location is located at 5102 State Highway 359. Laredo Sports Medicine offers an array of services from physical therapy to our newest service, orthopedic surgery. Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic is changing orthopedic care one athlete at a time. Visit our website at laredosportsmed.com for more information.
For all of your vehicle collision repair and paint needs, there's only one place to turn, Mike's Paint Place. Mike's Paint Place has computerized color matching and digital imaging. They also do full frame and suspension repairs. Stop by and see Mike's Paint Place today at 6410 Polaris Drive in Laredo.
All right, here at top of the fifth inning, we'll send it over to my partner James Nasser for the next couple innings.
All right, thanks, Warren. Good job over there. Sadly, couldn't get the job done at the plate. For the Lemurs, their last inning, they loaded the bases for the second time tonight. And, boy, you got to feel like the Lemurs should be winning this ball game. They've had a couple of chances with the bases loaded, but just unable to drive them in as Jesus Poso has caught bad break after bad break at the plate tonight, grounding into a double play and then lining one back up the middle. But the pitcher, Ko, making a great play, that last one, and making the catch. And then turning a double play on the line drive. So Poso just unlucky at the plate. Here comes the pitch to Alonzo Harris. He fouls one off. Count 0-1 to Harris. Harris at the plate for the third time tonight. He is 2 for 2 with 2 runs batted in. And the only 2 runs scored by the Saints tonight have come with 2 outs. Pitch in the dirt, 1-1. Lemurs and Saints here in the top of the 5th, 2-0 Saints leading. But, boy, Lemurs have been so close. You got to think they might get another chance here tonight. You hope they do. The pitch, Harris swings, hits one hard to the left, pretty deep. That ball will get out of here. A solo home run for Alonzo Harris. He'll touch all those bases. They lead off home run here in the 5th, and Harris has just been torching Lemurs pitching here this series. My goodness, that is his 6th hit of the series. He's only been put out 1 time in 7 plate appearances. 8 plate appearances, 1 time. He walked once. He has 5 singles. And now he has a total of 3 runs scored and 4 RBIs. Pitch bunted at by Brzezinski, fouled away. 0-1 the count to Brzezinski. So score now 3-0. Lemurs trailing the Saints. Now the wind and delivery. So Garner missing outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Harris hitting a home run here to start off the inning. And that will be his 3rd of the year. It's actually a pretty good number for a guy who's not very big and a leadoff hitter. Pitch grounded into the left field. Bounced a couple of times through the shift on that left side. They were playing Brzezinski to pull the ball, and he put it through the gaping hole in the left side of the infield. No one could really get to it. So a single here with no outs in the 5th for Brady Brzezinski, and Nate Hansen to the plate, the DH tonight for St. Paul. Yeah, Alonzo Harris, 5'11", 175 pounds. Not a big guy, but he's got 3 home runs on the year already. The pitch to Hansen, low for a ball, 1-0. Hansen, right-handed hitter against the righty, Scott Garner. Originally drafted by the Twins out of the University of Minnesota. I mentioned he played high school ball in Minnesota, those born over in California. His second year in independent baseball. He played 19 games with the Saints last year after getting released out of the Twins organization. Hansen will line one into center. There's another hit. 3rd straight hit of the inning for the Saints here in the 5th, starting off with a home run followed by 2 singles. Runners on 1st and 2nd for St. Paul here in the 3-0 ball game. Hansen gets Boba Fett as his picture. And Ben Moore, the pitching coach, going to come out and have a chat with his starter, Scott Garner. I interviewed Moore earlier today. It was part of the pregame show. Moore had a lot of praise for his pitchers. Moore, who actually has some records here in the American Association. He played a lot with the Sioux Falls Canaries in his pitching career. Now he's the pitching coach, his 2nd year as a coach. 1st year in the American Association, though, as a coach. In fact, he has the all-time record for wins in the American Association, 55. He also is tied for the record for losses in the American Association career with 42. Another significant one, strikeouts. He has the all-time record for strikeouts in a single season in the American Association, as well as in a career. He has 701 strikeouts in his career in the American Association, which is tops by a lot. Second place is Richard Salazar, who's not in the league anymore, with 460. So a 241 strikeout edge for career strikeouts in the American Association for Ben Moore. Because he also has the single season one. I don't have that number pulled up. I think it was something like 141. Angelo Sonko to the plate. First pitch to Sonko, fouled away. 0-1. Sonko, as my partner Warren Shore mentioned last year, was one of the best players in the league, along with Vinny DeFazio. Sonko hit really well. There's a pickoff move to second, and it was a close one, but Pulfer couldn't hold on to it. I don't know that he would have had him even if he had. The runner over there, Brady Brzezinski over at first, Nate Hansen. No outs. We're in the top of the 5th, 3-0. Lemurs trailing the Saints, but last year Sonko was tied for the team lead in home runs with 17. He was second on the team, well, with DeFazio. Here are DeFazio and Sonko's numbers last year. The pitch, Sonko, that will come in and hit him. Bases now loaded. Bases loaded, full of Saints. Yeah, you had 17 home runs from Sonko and DeFazio last year. DeFazio also hit .361 and drove in 82 guys. Each batter actually had 82 runs batted in. The only real difference is the fact that DeFazio hit .361, whereas Sonko hit .339. Their RBIs, home runs, both the same. Sonko did have a few more triples than DeFazio did, but DeFazio walked more times. So both equally valuable to the St. Paul team last year that just tore the cover off the ball. Alonzo Harris last year was third on the team in home runs with 15. He was just behind those two. The pitch, swing and a miss. Tony Thomas at the plate. Thomas, who went to Florida State University, playing left field tonight. Right-handed batter, right-handed pitcher, bases loaded. Sonko at first, Hansen at second, over at third, Brzezinski, and time is called by coach. He's going to go out and talk to his pitcher, Garner. Thomas. I mentioned Florida State, played in the Cubs organization, Red Sox system, and Twins organization, as well as the White Sox and Phillies. At one point in 2015, he played with the White Sox, Phillies, and Tigers, all at their AA level. He took a strike there, count now 0-2 to him. Last year, combined with those three teams at AA, he hit .249. The pitch checked his swing. He didn't go through the zone. It was down and away, just barely out of the zone. I'm being told there is someone throwing in the bullpen. It's Luis De La Cruz. So De La Cruz throwing in the pen for the Lemurs here with the bases loaded in the top of the 5th. Laredo trailing 3-0 to St. Paul. Tony Thomas, Jar Jar Binks. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, big strikeout for Garner. Mike Gilmartin to the plate. He has Palpatine, but Thomas having Jar Jar Binks, that was one of the few. Okay, it was the only one that I got really any input on. I didn't pick it for Thomas. I just said, hey, Jar Jar needs to be on the opposing team because no Star Wars fan actually likes Jar Jar Binks. There might be a couple of them out there, but the vast majority really, really, really dislike Jar Jar. So you have to put him on the enemy side. Mike Gilmartin at the plate. He's been dangerous. 2 hits already today. And a run scored. Both hits singles, 2 for 2. Bases loaded. Still Sonko at first, Hansen at second, and Brzezinski at third. And making another mound visit's Matt Coach to go talk to his pitcher, Scott Garner. One out. Lemurs corner infielders playing almost at the lip of the grass. The middle infielders playing for about a double play depth, although Danker playing a little bit further off with Gilmartin, a lefty, playing him to pull it a little bit. Pitch in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Gilmartin Made it as high as Double-A in his affiliated career. That strikeout, by the way, of Thomas, the first of the night for Garner. In fact, the first of the night, period. Robert Coe doesn't have any strikeouts either tonight. 1-0 pitch. Swung on, grounder right side. Danker with it, going to throw to second for one. The relay to first is in time. A 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. So we've seen 3 inning-ending double plays with the bases loaded tonight. Finally, the Lemurs get one in their favor, and we go to the bottom of the 5th. 3-0. The Saints lead the Lemurs.
Driscoll Health Plan loads the bases with value. We knock it out of the park with all the value-added services we bring to our Medicaid members. Driscoll families cheer on the Grand Slam packages, sports physicals, free memberships to Boys and Girls Clubs, and dental care for pregnant women over 21. Take a swing at our baby showers offered by Cadena de Madre. Forget those peanuts and Cracker Jacks, root for our baby blankets and more. Come slide into home when you receive gift cards for completing Texas Health Steps checkups and attending postpartum visits on time.
Ty Morrison leading off the inning for the Lemurs against Robert Coe. Coe still on the mound, firing a strike in there. 0-1. 3 double plays have been turned in the ball game today. All 3 of them between the two teams combined. 0-1 pitch to Morrison. Fires high. 1-1 the count. But all 3 of them have come with the bases loaded. Big-time situations and big-time double plays. 1-1 pitch. Low for a ball. 2-1. So 3-0 the score. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Lemurs trying to answer back. Saints had a solo home run in the top of the 5th. 2-1 pitch to Morrison, who has walked twice tonight. Pops one up left side in foul territory, trying to track its Vavra. He gets to the edge of the seats and leaning up against the wall. He won't make the play. He fell to the ground as he tried to kind of jump and lean over into the seats to make the play. But new life for Morrison. A very tough play out there. Down the line at the edge of the seats. Count 2-2. 9 hits in the game for the Saints, just 2 for the Lemurs, but the Lemurs have been walked 6 times by starter Robert Coe tonight. 2 of them have been Morrison. 7 times. I forgot to highlight one. The pitch, swing, and a fly ball into right center. Could be trouble. That ball's dropping. Morrison rounding first, head to third, and oh goodness, someone fell over. That looks like Brzezinski in right field somehow fell to the ground. Harris had to pick it up. I lost track of the actual ball as I looked over to Morrison, and I saw Brzezinski flailing around on the ground. Morrison ending up at third base. I want to see a replay here. Are they going to show one? I couldn't tell what really happened out there. If it hit the wall and Brzezinski just misplayed it. Looks like it's going to be a triple, though, for Ty Morrison. Big hit there to lead off the inning for Morrison. J.D. Pulfer with an opportunity to drive in a run with a runner on and no outs. Pulfer, the righty against the righty Coe. He swings at the first pitch, grounds it towards the shortstop, Gil Martin. He's going to go to first with it. It will be an out, but an RBI as well. Lemurs are on the board for the first time tonight as Morrison scores from third on the 6-3 ground out by Pulfer. 3-1 the score, so the Lemurs back down by 2 again, but you'll take it. Lemurs just want to get that goose egg off the board and let the runs floweth forward. Drew Martinez to the plate. He is 0 for 2 in the ballgame, a fly out and a ground out. Martinez the lefty, the pitch from Coe. He takes it for a strike, 0-1. The count on Martinez here. We'll see what Martinez can do at the plate here. No one on, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Coe will wind and fire. Martinez swings, pops one up, left side on the infield. Taking off the glasses is Vavra, and he'll make the catch. He flipped him up. He has eyewear, and you can kind of see it gleaming in the light, and then he did something with his hands, and then it was no longer gleaming. He may have just, he did take him off. They have I guess he has a string around his neck. I couldn't see him. They weren't in his hand anymore. He just took him off and dropped him. He had trouble along the edge of the seats there where the wall was last time, and so maybe those lights were shining into his eyes, creating a glare with the glasses. Pitch low to Phipps, 1-0. Dennis Phipps 0 for 2 in the ball game. So maybe that's what happened to him down the line, but that time he decided, I'm just going to take off the glasses completely. 1-0 pitch, Phipps taking high, 2-0. And now that's a bit of a risk too, depending on what your vision is. If you take off your glasses to try to catch the ball, how well can you see it? 2-0 pitch, Phipps with a swing and a foul back to the screen. He took a mighty hack at it, but he couldn't put it in play. So 2 outs, no one on for Phipps. On deck is Denker. 2-1 pitch, swung on and hit high in the air, deep to left. That ball has a chance, and it's out of here. A home run for Dennis Phipps. A solo home run, second run of the inning for the Lemurs. They now trail 3-2 to the St. Paul Saints. And boy, where were these big hits, the triple and the home run, when we had bases loaded and runners on?
Yeah, but Robert Coe's been walking the tightrope all night, and finally now here in the 5th, they're making him pay. And I would assume this is probably his last inning of work, but boy, it's finally nice to finally get some runs in on Coe, who has no command all night.
Yeah, he's been all over the place, and really the Lemurs have had chance after chance here to try and put runs on the board, and you knew as soon as you got one, more were going to come. You had to just feel that way as the hitters weren't going to stay quiet for long. Pitch called a strike to Denker, and now the Lemurs just 1 run behind the Saints. 3-2 the score. Saints putting 1 up in the 5th so far, 2 for the Lemurs in the bottom half of the inning. Pitch inside to Denker, 1-1. And you know Denker at the plate with 1 swing of the bat could tie things up easily enough on his own. With that home run for Phipps, his first of the season with the Lemurs. Denker pulls one foul. 1-2 now the count to the Lemurs' usual third baseman, today starting at second base. But Phipps now has a home run to go with his 2 doubles and 1 triple. He got those in his first series back with the Lemurs when we were out in Grand Prairie, Texas, taking on the Texas Airhogs. Coe winds in the 1-2 delivery. Denker taking high. He kind of ducked a bit too. 2-2 the count, evening up. So 4 hits for the Lemurs in the ball game. They trail in the hits department by 5. Well, as we mentioned, a bunch of walks tonight, 7 so far for Robert Coe, the starter for the St. Paul Saints. So that helps make up for some of those lack of hits. Denker swings, pops one up, foul territory, right side. Sonko trying to track it. He's at the wall, and it will get out of play, foul. Denker still alive at the plate with a 2-2 count. But 2 of those hits coming this inning. the leadoff triple by Ty Morrison and the solo home run by Dennis Phipps. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, no one on. Danker at the plate. If he can add another home run to his tally, the Lemurs will be tied. Wind and delivery from Coe. Danker taking high and away. 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count. Now to Travis Danker, the big hitter for the Lemurs. Coe working quickly here now with the payoff pitch. Swing and a foul back over the screen and out of play. Count stays loaded. Coe has some kind of a metal chain around his neck. You can see it glistening up here. I don't know if the cameras are really picking it up at all. But I can see the light bouncing off of it, glistening up. He'll wind, and another 3-2 pitch to Danker. Swing and again, popped up, back over the screen and out of play. We go through a lot more baseballs here than we were last series in Wichita, where they have that turf all over the field except for the mound. So home plate, turf, and they don't go through as many baseballs. Here, if a ball hits the dirt behind, on a pitch to the batter, then they use a new baseball. Here comes another 3-2 pitch. Danker with a swing, and the same result as the last 2. He fouls it back up over the screen and out of play. Still, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Danker. Should he reach, Abel Nieves waits his turn on deck. Bottom of the 5th inning, 3-2 the score. Lemurs trailing the Saints by a run. Here at Uni-Trade Stadium, Game 2 of this 3-game series with the Saints. Another payoff pitch. Danker swings, bounces it left side on a couple of hops to the shortstop, Gil Martin. He'll fire to first, and that's the end of the inning. But the Lemurs get 2 extra base hits, a triple and a home run, and they trail now by just 1 run. It's 3-2, Saints leading the Lemurs.
Don't miss a play. Restrictions and limits may apply. Visit DriscollHealthPlan.com. Driscoll Health Plan loads the bases with value. We knock it out of the park with all the value-added services we bring to our Medicaid members. Driscoll families cheer on the Grand Slam packages, sports physicals, free memberships to Boys and Girls Clubs, and dental care for pregnant women over 21. Take a swing at our baby showers offered by Cadena de Madre. Forget those peanuts and Cracker Jacks, root for our baby blankets and more. Come slide into home when you receive gift cards for completing Texas Health Steps checkups and attending postpartum visits on time. Don't miss a play. Restrictions and limits may apply. Visit DriscollHealthPlan.com.
Chavarrias Plumbing's the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarrias is a full-service company with up-to-date technology, trained professionals. With over 30 years of service to the community, Chavarrias is still growing strong. Visit chavarriasplumbing.com and go Lemurs!
We'd like to imagine that if you're listening to this, it's on a radio in a backyard in between innings. The grass was mowed this morning, and the grill smells like heaven. And what do you know? Your friends just arrived with a 24-pack of Miller Lite, along with a few new friends to enjoy them with. Here's hoping we're right, and you're not just stuck in traffic. Here's hoping it's Miller time.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2015 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Scott Garner still out there on the mound for the Lemurs. We are in the top of the 6th inning. Lemurs trailing by just a run, 3-2. Tanner Vavra to the plate, third baseman for the Saints. First pitch from Garner. Inside, it just barely missed hitting Vavra. 1-0. Vavra today, 1 for 2. He reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th inning, and he singled and scored in the 2nd. 1 ball and no strikes. The count, winding and delivering, is Garner. Swung on, foul back to the screen, 1-1. Lemurs adding 2 runs there in the bottom of the 5th. As they now trail by just a run. Some big hits by the Lemurs' big hitters. Swing and a foul away, right side out of play. 1-2. As this game, it seems to be moving along a little slower than yesterday. That may not actually be the case, but yesterday I made the comment before today's game to my partner Warren. I said, Yesterday's game felt like it was a 20-minute game. It was here and gone in the blink of an eye. Pitch swung on, grounded foul towards the third base dugout. Actually took a big hop and bounced into the dugout. Count still 1-2. Yesterday's ball game, a 7-4 victory for the Saints over the Lemurs. The Lemurs trying to exact some revenge here on Star Wars night. A little revenge of the Lemurs. The 1-2 inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As Vavra leads off this 6th inning, it's the 7, 8, 9 hitters. The pitch grounded left side towards the hole, backhanding his pull for the shortstop, delivering across the diamond to Poso for out number 1. So Vavra now 1 for 3 in the ball game. 1 out here in the 6th. Max Garrett, the catcher, 0 for 1 with a sac bunt and a pop-up today. Max Garrett at the plate. Went to Gonzaga University. Played in the Frontier League the last few years. First pitch, Garrett taking an off-speed pitch, 0-1. And where in the Frontier League, do you ask? Well, he played with Washington, the Wild Things, where the Lemurs got Matt Sergey. The 0-1 pitch, Garrett with a check swing. They will appeal down the first baseline, and Cody Lowe says, nope, didn't quite go through the zone. Garrett last year played in 62 games in the Frontier League. He hit 181 with 5 home runs, 14 runs batted in. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Count now 1-2. Garrett behind. He had his best year as a professional in 2014 with Washington. All 3 seasons that he's played prior to 2016 were with the Washington Wild Things. He played 57 games in 2014, batting .217 with 8 home runs. The pitch, Garrett taking into the dirt, and the count evens up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So this is 4th season of professional baseball, and Garrett getting just his 2nd start of the year. Digging in the box. Now the wind and delivery. 2-2 pitch swung on and lined into center. Coming in, sliding, and coming up with it, but not going to be a catch, says the umpire. Is Martinez. He picked it up on the hop. So it'll be a single for Garrett. As that ball took a quick hop right before going in Martinez's glove. He couldn't quite get there in time. We've seen him make a bunch of diving plays already in the early parts of the season. But that one just not there soon enough. 1 out single for Garrett. And for him, it's his first hit of the season. He's now 1 for 2 in the ballgame today. Sam Moss at the plate. He takes inside for a ball, 1-0. At the 10th hit of the game for the St. Paul Saints. Although they've only had 1 extra base hit, and that was the solo home run off the bat of Alonzo Harris. Everything else has been singles, so 9 singles in the ball game. Sounds like a game the Lemurs had in their last homestand against Winnipeg, swinging a fly ball right side out of play. They had in that ball game, I think it was 12 or 13 straight singles before an extra base hit, and it was a double by Ty Morrison. But yeah, they had a lot of singles, just single after single after single. And you know what? Even if you give up 10 hits in 5 or 6 innings, if they're all singles, or mostly singles, you can keep runs off the board. The pitch, swing, and a little blooper shallow center. We'll see if Martinez can get to it. He can't. He'll have to field it on a hop, and it's another single. Still 1 out on the inning. Runners on first and second as Garrett goes up to second on the single by Moss.
Sam Moss must be a part of Team No Fun, because they announced if Sam Moss would have struck out $2 beers for the rest of the inning if he would have struck out. So he obviously does not enjoy adult beverages at a cheap price.
Well, he can't really enjoy them if he's on the field. Although, if he were to, that would probably
he should have just played along with the game.
Yeah, well, if he bought some himself, I would not mind a second baseman that's not sober out there on the other team.
I agree.
Maybe we could have given him some free ones or something.
Maybe if we're after the game.
They're
showing the replay of that Martinez catch here on the video, and it's hard to tell if he caught it or not. We kind of blocked there, and now it's gone. I was hoping they would have redone it, but maybe he trapped it out there, because I thought from here it looked like he caught it.
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell.
You couldn't tell, yeah.
They called him safe, and we'll have a pitching change here. So we'll give you the new pitcher when we come back here in a few moments. 3-2, Lemurs trailing the Saints by a run. St. Paul with 2 men on here in the top of the 6th with 1 out.
Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts. Personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you. Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts. Personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to fewer guys with beer bellies, which led to more women attracted to those guys, which led to dates, second dates, wedding bells, and honeymoons, which led to hubba boom, which led to you. Miller Lite, we invented light beer, and you're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Before your Memorial Day party gets going, drive over to Ashley Furniture Home Store this week for our best Memorial Day sale ever. Get dramatic price reduction store-wide or no interest until January 2021. Choose from sofas and sectionals, all at unbelievably low prices. Plus, find savings on beds and amazing deals on dining rooms. It's our best Memorial Day sale ever, so don't wait. Hurry over to Ashley Furniture Home Store right now. Ashley Furniture Home Store. This is home. 4520 San Bernardo Avenue, Laredo, Texas, 956-712-2401. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Core Business Solutions is a proud sponsor of Lemurs Baseball. Core Business Solutions services the 17 southernmost counties of Texas, as well as areas of northern Mexico. They offer a wide range of high-tech solutions for businesses and organizations. Make Core Business Solutions your solution today.
Right now, when you sign up for a Gold's Gym membership, you'll get tons of extras completely free. Confidence, free. Compliments from your coworkers, free. And the desire to wear tiny bathing suits, you guessed it, free. You'll be stronger with extras, and you'll be stronger with Gold's Gym. Know your own strength. Tiny bathing suit not included.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back at Whataburger.
First of all, you start with a large bun, 2 patties, shredded cheddar cheese,
The creamy sauce.
creamy steak sauce. My personal favorite part is the onions, the grilled onions and bacon.
Grilled perfection.
It's good stuff. Love it. You take a bite. It's hard to describe. It's hard to put into words. The Chop House Cheddar Burger.
Chop House Cheddar Burger. It's back.
I don't have anything else to compare it to. It's the best out there, I think. The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back.
Only at Whataburger and only for a limited time.
Uni-Trade continues to provide solutions in foreign trade through a
New man on the mound for the Lemurs. Right-hander. He'll be facing off against the top of the order, Alonzo Harris. The pitch outside for a ball. 1-0. The new pitcher is Kyle Winkler. I was told it was someone else, and I looked out and said, that's not that person. So Winkler on the hill for the Lemurs. Harris the batter. And Harris, well, Winkler has his hands full with him. As the count now 1-0. Harris is 3 for 3, 3 RBIs. He has a solo home run and 2 singles in the ballgame. The 1-0 finds the zone for a strike, 1-1. But Winkler is 2-0 with a 1.29 earned run average, 6 appearances for the Lemurs this season, 7 innings pitched. He's given up just 1 run. It was earned, 4 hits, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. 1 ball, 1 strike the pitch, a swing and a foul back to the screen. 1-2 the count. Harris has been every bit the villain against the Lemurs tonight, as he's driven in all 3 runs for the Saints. And he has runners in scoring position right now, with Garrett at second and Moss at first. Corners are in a bit. Well, Poso is at first. 1-2 pitch in the dirt. Count 2-2. I have 2 balls, 2 strikes. Scoreboard has 2-1, but there will be a ball hand delivered by home plate umpire Tim Kramer. Poso goes over to the back of the mound to have a little chat with Winkler over there. Poso is the backup catcher for the Lemurs, playing first base tonight. 2-2, the count to Harris. Winkler finally ready. He has his pant legs pulled up high to his just under his kneecaps, showing off those black socks. He bends down at the waist, almost a 90-degree angle. He sets, looks over at second. The break-even pitch. Harris swinging, hitting it high in the air and to deep right. Having to run away a long ways is the right fielder Wilson. He'll fire it to the infield quickly, getting it to second, but tagging at second and moving up to third is Max Garrett, the catcher. They fly out to right, and Harris finally retired for the first time today. Runners on the corners. Brady Brzezinski to the plate. There are 2 outs on the inning, though. So Winkler does get Alonzo Harris out. But that ball, well, Wilson had to go a long ways. He tried to round it off and give himself a bit of a head start after the catch to get some momentum to throw it in, but really no chance from as far deep as he was in right and as far towards the line to throw out the runner tagging from second going to third, but he did keep Sam Moss from going anywhere at first base and just kept it to a 1 base on the sac fly. To the plate, Brady Brzezinski. Today he is 1 for 3. He reached on a fielder's choice in the first and singled in the 5th. The pitch called a strike, 0-1. He hasn't scored a run, though, today. He's been stranded at third twice tonight. 0-1, the count to Brzezinski. He's got a red sleeve on his right arm coming down out from underneath his jersey. One of those compression types of sleeves. Winkler sets. And the 0-1 delivery. Brzezinski swinging, fouling it away sharply off of the third base dugout. I think it might have actually hit a pole on the dugout fence. Nieves will pick it up and toss it to some fans along the first row of seats. 0-2 now the count to Brzezinski. So Winkler 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. He entered the inning with runners on first and second, 1 out in the top of the order. Now he has 2 outs with the number 2 hitter in the lineup at the plate for the Saints. We are in the top of the 6th. Lemurs trailing by a run. It's 3-2 as the visiting St. Paul Saints lead game 2 of this 3-game series. The pitch, 0-2, swung and popped up foul behind home plate. Count still 0-2. So Winkler continuing to battle away there with Brzezinski, who fouled away his first pitch with 2 strikes. Home plate umpire Tim Kramer getting some fresh baseballs, hand delivered from the dugout. Now we're ready to go here. Still 0-2. Over at first base, Sam Moss gets his lead. As at third, Garrett has his. And the 0-2 pitch, swing and a hard hit ball. Look out, first base coach. He tried to jump up out of the way, and it caught him in the leg. They all ask if he's okay. He's nodding and pointing, yeah, I'm good.
That is not first base coach. That is number 41. Pitcher Mark Hamburger, last night's pitcher, is coaching at first base.
Nice. So it's not even one of the coaching members. It's one of the pitchers. Boy, at least it hit him in the leg and not catching him in his precious arm. or anywhere else. He is wearing one of those helmets that base coaches will wear. The 0-2 pitch again, swing, and again, look out, first base coach Mark Hamburger. It wasn't really that near him, but it was down that way. It went towards the Lemurs dugout. Count still 0-2. Yeah, that was a screaming bouncer foul that hit him in the leg. He said he's okay. No one came out to look at him either. Winkler trying to retire Brzezinski. Still ahead, no balls, 2 strikes. Another pitch and a swing and a miss. Winkler finally does get the better of him. Here to end the 6th, top half of the inning. 2 runners stranded for the Saints. We go to the bottom. Lemurs trailing 3-2 to the Saints.
Uni-Trade continues to provide solutions in foreign trade through a highly satisfactory customs brokerage service. Uni-Trade has quality trained personnel devoted to the highest level of customer service. For all your transportation, distribution, and consolidation needs, it's Uni-Trade.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que le salió el primer diente a tu hijo? ¿Que tu abuelita aprendió a tuitear? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? La respuesta es la misma. Pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres. Pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo. Carne asada con ganas solo en H-E-B.
South Texas families never strike out with Driscoll Health Plan. Catch the value-added services we pitch to our Medicaid members. Enjoy a free membership to specific Boys and Girls Clubs. Receive gift cards for completing Texas healthcare checkups. Restrictions and limitations may apply. Visit us at DriscollHealthPlan.com.
Core Business Solutions is a proud sponsor of Lemurs Baseball. Core Business Solutions services the 17 southernmost counties of Texas as well as areas of northern Mexico. They offer a wide range of high-tech solutions for businesses and organizations. Make Core Business Solutions your solution today.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to fewer guys with beer bellies, which led to more women attracted to those guys, which led to dates, second dates, wedding bells, and honeymoons, which led to hubbada, boom, which led to you. Miller Lights, we invented light beer, and you're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
We'd like to imagine that if you're listening to this, it's on a radio, in a backyard, in between.
Abel Nieves leads off the inning. There's a new pitcher in the ball game for the St. Paul Saints, so they have made their call to the bullpen here in the 6th inning, just like the Lemurs did, although the Lemurs let their starting pitcher, Scott Garner, pitch to a few batters in the 6th before pulling the plug. Robert Coe does not get that chance, as the first pitch fouled away by Nieves out of play from the new pitcher, Caleb Thielbar. Thielbar, who pitched with Rochester and El Paso last year, 6 foot, 205-pound left-hander. Thielbar with the pitch outside and maybe a bit high as well. Count 1-1 to Nieves, who has a double and a walk in the game. 1 for 1 today. Thielbar, who pitched in the big leagues, there's a swing and a miss, 1-2. As recently as last season, he threw 6 games in the Minnesota Twins system. As he sets on the hill, delivers a 1-2 pitch, swing, and a hard-hit ball over the glove of a diving Sonko from first. And boy, Nieves took that high outside pitch and just put a chop on it almost. And Sonko having to go to his right and dive quickly. Really didn't have much of a chance. Even if he caught it, it would have been a race between Thielbar and Nieves to the bag. Matt Coach to the plate. So another base hit for the Lemurs. It'll be their 5th hit of the night. Leadoff single for Nieves. And you bring in a lefty, and he's having to face off against the first 2 batters who are both right-handers. Thielbar, though, last year in 6 games in the big leagues, all out of the bullpen. was 0-0 with a 5.40 ERA with the Twins. He pitched parts of 3 seasons in the Twins bullpen, appearing in a total of 109 games with a 2.74 earned run average. In 2014, he was 2-1 with a 3.40 ERA in 54 games. And then in 2013, 3-2 with a 1.76 earned run average in 49 games. There's a called strike, count 1-1. So Thielbar, a legitimate big league arm here. Just pitched last year in the bigs and 2 years ago. Was having decent success pitching in 54 big league games out of the bullpen. That must be nice having a guy out of your bullpen with 109 relief appearances in the big leagues over the last 3 years. And they're called strike 1 and 2. Of course, I still like our bullpen. But Thielbar, who was drafted 18th round in 2009 out of South Dakota State University by the Milwaukee Brewers. Pitched the Milwaukee organization for a few years. Ground ball down the third baseline, and it is a fair ball. Having to throw from deep behind the bag is the third baseman Vavra, and he will get Coach at first by about a step. Moving up to second base, though, is Nieves. Nice play there by Vavra down the third baseline. Out number 1, Reggie Wilson to the plate, who is 0 for 0. He has had 2 plate appearances, and he has walked both times. Yeah, Milwaukee actually released Thielbar, and in 2011, he started the year playing for St. Paul. He pitched in 43 games with the St. Paul Saints before getting picked up by the Twins and pitching in 3 games with their high A club in Fort Myers. The Saints in 2011, the bullpen, he went 3-3 with a 2.54 ERA. He worked his way up in the Twins organization over the next few years to get to the big leagues, starting in Fort Myers there in 2011, where he was also there for 7 games in 2012, before jumping through, going through AA to AAA in 2012, and then starting 2013 in AAA and making the big leagues that season. Another pitch inside, 2-0 the count to Reggie Wilson. Lefty batter, lefty pitcher, 1 out, runner on second for the Lemurs. That runner on second representing the tying run right now in the ball game. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Lemurs trailing 3-2 to the Saints. Wilson with a foul off the mask of the catcher. Max Garrett, count 2-1. Mentioned Thielbar last year with the Padres organization a little bit. Pitched at AAA with El Paso. And pitched in the big leagues and with Rochester, the Rochester Red Wings. So he pitched in both AAA leagues last year. Only 9 games, though, with El Paso in the Padres system, but 29 games with Rochester in the Twins system. Rochester part of the International League, and El Paso part of the Pacific Coast League. Pitch called a strike, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Wilson in search of his first hit of the day. He has reached both times via the base on balls. Thielbar setting and delivering. Curveball, Wilson swinging and fouling it off the first base dugout. Count still 2-2. Thielbar getting the sign from his catcher and delivers another 2-2 pitch. Wilson fouling it away right side this time and out of play. Thielbar in his last outing threw 3 2/3 innings against Joplin 3 days ago. He had 3 strikeouts in that ballgame, no hits, no runs, and no walks. On the 1st of June. Yes, we are in the month of June. 2-2 the count. Wilson swing, ground ball towards the middle. It'll be grabbed by a diving Gil Martin, but he'll have no play at first, as that ball was a slow roller. Gil Martin still just barely got to it with the dive, and Wilson, who is very fast down the line, able to get an infield single. So 2 singles in the inning here for the Lemurs. And they have runners on the corners with Jesus Poso to the plate. 1 away. And, well, Poso's been in very, very similar situations. So far today, he's 0 for 2 with 2 double play balls. One on a line drive back to the pitcher, both times with the bases loaded. So this time, no one on second base, but runners on the corners with one out, a big situation. Nieves at third, Wilson at first. There's a throw over to first. Wilson back standing on the pickoff move by Thielbar. So Poso in search of his first hit of the ball game. He can get one. He'll drive in a run. Pitch fouled off. 0-1. The first time it was a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning in the second with the bases loaded. And then that second one, as I mentioned, a line drive back up the middle, but it was snagged by Robert Coe, and he was able to turn a double play. The pitch, swinging a foul back to the screen. 0-2 now the count. And that last one, too, was on a full count. Poso nearly drew a walk against Coe. Speaking of Coe and his walks, we'll give you his final line here after this next pitch from Thielbar. Here it comes. Curveball, swing foul towards the third base dugout. It'll land in the dugout on a hop. Final line for Robert Coe, 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 7 walks, and no strikeouts. We didn't give you Garner's line either, because we couldn't really give you an official line until the inning ended. 5 1/3 innings pitched for Garner. The pitch, check swing, up and out of the zone, ball 1. Kind of a similar night for both Garner and Coe, but similar by being different. Garner gave up 11 hits tonight, but just 3 runs and had 1 strikeout. Down low, a bit of a move of the bat, but not coming close to the zone was Poso, and the count now evens up at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Garner didn't walk anyone, though, so whereas Coe walked 7 and gave up 4 hits, Garner gave up 11 hits, and that ball singled into left. A run will score. Wilson was moving on the pitch. He'll end up at third base. A big-time hit by Jesus Poso. So he may have grounded into 2 double plays, but he comes up with the game-tying single here in the bottom of the 6th. Big-time hit for Jesus Poso, and that will break him out of his little bit of a slump he's been in lately, and that's a great way to do it. An RBI single to tie the game up against a former major leaguer, guy who was up there in the bigs last season. Ty Morrison to the plate. And now you get things back over to the top of the order. Poso now 1 for 3 with an RBI. Score tied at 3. Lemurs and Saints. Poso over at first base. Going first to third on that single because he was already moving was Reggie Wilson. So lefty versus lefty here. Thielbar firing plateward into the dirt. And it is blocked by the catcher, Garrett. 1-0 the count to Morrison. Morrison is 1 for 1 with a triple in the ballgame, and he's walked twice as well. So saying both starting pitchers tonight gave up 11 base runners, but Coe did it with just 4 hits and walking 7, whereas Garner, no walks and 11 hits. Pitch up high. And similar amounts of strikeouts, Garner with 1, Coe with none, and then only a 1-run difference in runs allowed. So almost identical, but not. It's kind of like fraternal twins. There you go. 2-0 pitch, called a strike. 2-1 when you look at the box score. They're not identical twins, but they still can look a lot alike. You can definitely tell that they're related. Not that Garner and Coe are related. They're not. Just the numbers, very similar. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Morrison, who has scored a run. He scored the first run of the game for the Lemurs. He tripled in the 5th, was driven in by a ground out off the bat of J.D. Pulfer. Dennis Phipps would homer later in the 5th inning, and now here in the 6th, Lemurs have plated a run. They tied it up. The pitch, 2-2 on the outside corner, called strike 3. Morrison goes down looking. His first strikeout of the evening, and the first strikeout of the night for a pitcher from this St. Paul pitching staff. J.D. Pulfer to the plate. Pulfer 0 for 2 with a walk, ground out, and a fly out. He also has an RBI. As I mentioned, that ground out to short, driving in Morrison just last inning. He'll get his first taste against Thielbar. Thielbar will step off the mound now and go walk behind. Take the hat off. Kind of loosen those arms up a little bit. Stretch them out. as he faces off against the right-handed hitting Pulfer. Poso at first, Wilson at third. Thielbar sets on the hill, Poso getting the lead, and the pitch, swing and a foul away by Pulfer, out of play. 0-1. Pulver trying to put the Lemurs in the lead, which would be for the first time tonight. They haven't led at all in this ball game. In fact, they just tied it up for the first time since the score was 0-0. The pitch swung on and fisted into shallow center. Leaping was the second baseman, Moss. He couldn't get there. 1 run will score. Poso trying to go first to third. Pulfer taking a big turn at first because no one was covering the bag, either at first or at second, but then went back as Thielbar started to cover the bag, as Pulfer hits one off the handle that just barely sneaks over the glove of a leaping Moss into shallow center. Big hit there for the Lemurs, an RBI single, and they have the lead. Now a 4-3 ball game. 2 runs here in the 6th inning after 2 runs in the 5th inning. The 2 runs here this inning, both coming against the bullpen for the Saints and Caleb Thielbar. To the plate, Drew Martinez. Martinez 0 for 3 in search of his first hit. Runners on the corners again for the Lemurs. The pitch bunted, and it's a little popped up bunt towards the right side. Charging in is Sonko, and he makes the catch, ending the inning. Boy, if he could have gotten that bunt down, it probably would have been a base hit, but not to be. And we go to the top of the 7th. Lemurs now lead 4-3 over the Saints.
Innings. The grass was mowed this morning, and the grill smells like heaven. And what do you know? Your friends just arrived with a 24-pack of Miller Lite, along with a few new friends to enjoy them with. Here's hoping we're right, and you're not just stuck in traffic. Here's hoping it's Miller time.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2015 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Texas Outlaw Grill is a proud sponsor of your Laredo Lemurs, specializing in outlaw delicacies such as the Texican, the Gringo, and the Bandit hot dog and their ever-famous barbecue burger. Be the first to try their groundbreaking Cabrito hamburger and Cabrito hot dog. For all to-go orders, catering, and fundraising information, go by 5209 Springfield Suite number 4 or call 956-771-1919. That's Texas Outlaw Grill.
Uni-Trade continues to provide solutions in foreign trade through a highly satisfactory customs brokerage service. Uni-Trade has quality trained personnel devoted to the highest level of customer service. For all your transportation, distribution, and consolidation needs, it's Uni-Trade.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que le salió el primer diente a tu hijo? ¿Que tu abuelita aprendió a tuitear? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? La respuesta es la misma. Pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres. Pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo. Carne asada con ganas, solo en H-E-B.
Chavarría.
Top of the 7th. Top of the 7th. Back to the mic for another inning of play-by-play. Warren Shore.
Hello. It's me.
Just don't blow this lead, Warren.
I'm not. I'm going to try not to. Try not to. Oh, once again, just like in the 3rd inning when I took the mic, due up 3, 4, 5 hitters of Hanson, Sonko, and Thomas. Kyle Winkler still on the mound. First pitch. Hit high into center field. Couple steps in is Martinez, and Hanson is retired. 1 pitch, 1 out to start the 7th inning. And with games wrapping up around the American Association today, let's take a look, another look around that scoreboard. Starting off with, we have 3 games final, 3 games still going. Let's start with the finals in Winnipeg. The Lincoln Salt Dogs victorious over the Gold Eyes, 7-5. Fargo beat Sioux Falls. That's a road win for the Redhawks over the Canaries, 6-3. And now Angelo Sonko, the lefty, Just called time is once again shifting. Is the defense as Pulfer on the right side of the infield, Danker in shallow right field, and Nieves, the third baseman, playing shortstop. First pitch to Sonko, fastball just missed outside, ball one. So Fargo defeated the Sioux Falls Canaries 6-3, and then in the division, Joplin defeated the Texas Airhawks 5-4. Those 3 games are the only 3 finals. The 1-0 misses down and in from Kyle Winkler. 2-0 the count. In Wichita, the Wingnuts trailing the Railcats 7-1. That's in the bottom of the 7th inning. And in Sioux City, the Explorers are trailing the T-Bones. Are actually leading the T-Bones 5-2. Kansas City losing. Tough night for Kansas City baseball as the Royals also taking an L tonight. As Sonko drives one to left center, Martinez going to his right, gives way to Morrison, and Morrison makes the play. So 2 outs, both of the fly ball variety. And 2 fairly quick outs as the Lemurs look to have another shutdown inning. After they scored 2 runs in the 5th, they held the Saints scoreless in the top of the 6th inning, and they're looking to get one more out here to do that again. Now up, Tony Thomas, 0 for 3 on the day. He currently has a 15-game hitting streak, and this might be his last at-bat. He'll probably get one in the 9th, depending on the situation, but this could be his last chance tonight to extend his hitting streak. And the pitch from Winkler out of the stretch, down low, 1-1 the count. As you really got to look at the Thomas last time he was up, bases loaded, nobody out. Struck out swinging. Big out of the game, and when Gardner was in a jam. The 1-1. Hit down at the third baseline, pass to diving Nieves. Thomas rounding first, heading for second. The throw comes in, and Thomas is in with the 2-out double, and that hit streak is now 16 games. Thomas, that's double number 6 on the year, leads the Saints. Thomas either has a share of the lead or leads all extra base hits, the 3 extra base hits category for the Saints. He leads the team with 5 homers, has 2 triples, tied with Willie Argo, and now extends his lead to 2 doubles. He has 6 doubles on the season. That extends the lead to 2 over Angelo Sonko and Nate Hansen. Now Mike Gilmartin up to bat. He's 2 for 3 on the day. 2 singles and a run scored. First pitch swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. And he grounded into the huge inning-ending 4-6-3 double play, his last at-bat in the bottom of the 5th inning when they had bases loaded, 1 out. As the fans start a "Let's Go Lemurs" chant. Quick check on the runner at second, and the pitch popped up. That's going to be foul out of play. 0-2 the count now, as the Lemurs are leading 4-3 here on the top half of the 7th inning on this nice night in Laredo, Texas. Fairly cool before the weather heats up next weekend. You take a look at the forecast, the mid-90s, mid to upper 90s are back, and it's going to be like that for the pretty much until probably September, heading into October. So get ready for it, as the rain this past couple of weeks has really cooled off. Cooled off today. As now the 0-2. Winkler, the righty, comes set, gets the signs from coach, and the pitch, high and wide, 1-2. And now again, another long look in. Winkler now set. And the 1-2 pitch. Hit to the first baseman. Poso makes a diving play. Throws over to Winkler covering first and gets the out. Nice play there by Jesus Poso. Saving a run. And that will end the inning. So after a 2-out double from Tony Thomas, the Saints strand him. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th inning here at Uni-Trade Stadium with Laredo leading St. Paul 4-3.
Chavarrias Plumbing's the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarrias is a full-service company with up-to-date technology, trained professionals. With over 30 years of service to the community, Chavarrias is still growing strong. Visit chavarriasplumbing.com and go Lemurs!
There's a reason why Popeyes creates some of the best tasting chicken in the world. We were born in New Orleans, Louisiana, the land of good fun and great cooking. Spicy flavor is a way of life in New Orleans, and everything we make reflects it. From our Popeyes bona fide chicken and handcrafted tenders to our home-style mashed potatoes with Cajun gravy and our soft buttery biscuits, everything we make is made with care and served up fresh. Only at Popeyes.
Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, the official team doctors of your Laredo Lemurs. Now with 2 convenient locations to better serve you. Our north location is located at 9652 McPherson Road, Suite 12. Our south location is located at 5102 State Highway 359. Laredo Sports Medicine offers an array of services from physical therapy to our newest service, orthopedic surgery. Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic is changing orthopedic care one athlete at a time. Visit our website at laredosportsmed.com for more information.
Driscoll Health Plan loads the bases with value. We knock it out of the park with all the value-added services we bring.
Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, Laredo leading 4-3. And now up Dennis Phipps. Looks at a first pitch ball. Dennis Phipps, in his last at bat in the 5th, hit a solo home run to give the Lemurs their 2nd run of the inning and the game. Phipps, that was his first home run of the season. Now ahead in the count, 2-0, as the lefty high, 3-0 the count. There's been a lot of 3-ball counts for the Lemurs hitters tonight, and a lot of 3-0 counts. Walks have been aplenty for the pitching staff of the Saints. Phipps swinging, getting the green light on 3-0, fouls that one off out of play. So 3-1 the count. As the Lemurs have 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors. The Phipps grounds one over to the third baseman, Vavra, and he throws it over to Sonko, and Phipps is retired for the first out in the 7th inning. Lemurs, as I was saying, 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors. The Saints, 3 runs, 11 hits, no errors. Now that's going to bring up Travis Danker, 0 for 3 on the day. The Lemurs have walked 6 times, so they've had 14 base runners today. So they have had plenty of people on the paths. And they've been able to cash in just enough to have the lead. And the first pitch to Danker misses inside. 1-0 the count. The 1-0 to Danker, rips one fair down the third base line, over an outstretched glove of Vavra. Danker rounding first, digging for second, and he's going to be in with a stand-up double. Travis Danker gets on base, his first hit of the night. And for Travis Danker, that is his third double of the season. That ball was smoked down the line. And now that's going to bring up Abel Nieves. 2 for 2 on the day with a walk and a run scored back in the 6th. He has been on base all 3 times. This is good to see for Nieves as he awaits the first pitch of the at-bat. Infield, a double play, or not a normal depth, pardon me. Nieves, big swing and a miss there, so down on the count, 0-1. Outfield, straight away to Nieves, the righty. And that breaking ball misses down and in, 1-1 the count. And the pitch, fouled off. So 1-2 the count to Nieves as Caleb Thielbar will deliver the 1-2. Now he steps off as now Nieves wipes the sweat off his forehead with his shoulders as he'll await the 1-2 from Thielbar. And the pitch. Breaking ball missed down. 2-2. He's gone to the breaking ball back-to-back pitches, and it's got a big, it's a big dropper. Just hasn't been able to locate it the past 2 pitches. And the pitch, Nieves fouled off, staying alive at 2-2. The 2-2. Nieves way ahead of the off-speed pitch, the breaking ball again for the 3rd consecutive pitch. And he goes down on strikes. That's the 2nd time today a Lemur has struck out, and now we're going to have a visit to the mound by the manager, George Samis. And we're not another quick visit. So it looks like instead of pitching coach Kerry Leitenberg, George Samis makes the visits to talk with the pitcher, and that's going to bring up Matt Coach. Coach on the day, 1 for 2 with a walk. He also doubled. So Coach looks to get some two-out RBI here with Danker standing on second as Travis Danker had a 1-out double down the line. As the Lemurs could use insurance runs here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Breaking ball again. First pitch to Coach called strike. So 4 straight curveballs from Thielbar. And the 0-1. Coach pops that one up. Gil Martin under it right at second base, and he makes the play. So that will do it for the bottom half of the 7th. The Lemurs strand 1. We'll head to the top of the 8th inning. Lemurs leading the Saints 4-3.
To our Medicaid members. Driscoll families cheer on the Grand Slam packages, sports physicals, free memberships to Boys and Girls Clubs, and dental care for pregnant women and more. Come slide into home when you receive gift cards for completing Texas Health Steps checkups and attending postpartum visits on time. Don't miss a play. Restrictions and limits may apply. Visit DriscollHealthPlan.com. Getting hungry? Popeyes always hits the spot. Make sure to stop by any Popeyes location to try out Popeyes' new Smoky Garlic Chili Chicken Dinner. It includes 4 smoky garlic chicken tenderloins served with Popeyes' new garlic herb dipping sauce, your choice of a signature side, and a buttermilk biscuit for just $4.99. Promotion starts Monday, May 25th.
It's good stuff. Love it. You take a bite. It's hard to describe. It's hard to put into words.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger.
Chop House Cheddar Burger. It's back!
I don't have anything else to compare it to. It's the best out there, I think.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back.
Only at Whataburger and only for a limited time.
Here at Uni-Trade Stadium, it's the top of the 8th inning. Lemurs leading 4-3 by partner James Nasser. We'll try and hold this lead for the rest of the game. Take it away, James.
All right, Lemurs need just 6 more outs to go. One of the men they're going to look to get those outs is going to be Jose Navar. Navar on to pitch here in the 8th inning for the Lemurs. He's been very good, one of the better arms out of the bullpen for the Lemurs this year. Well, I say better arms. We've had a lot of really good arms come out of the pen this season for Laredo. Navar 0-0 with a 4.15 ERA, 9 appearances, 8 2/3 innings pitched, 9 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 2 walks, 13 strikeouts for Navar on the year. A big strikeout guy. I asked Ben Moore, the pitching coach for the Lemurs, in my pregame interview. It's on the pregame show. If he, with all the strikeouts Lemurs have racked up, if that's something that he's a big fan of, is the strikeout. If he's more of a guy that likes the strikeout or the contact. And afterwards, he reminded me that he was the all-time leader in strikeouts in the American Association. So, yeah, he tells him to get the strikeouts. 1-0 pitch up and in. That's basically what he said in the interview, too. But 2-0 the count to Vavra. He said if you strike the guys out, you can't get hurt. 2-0 pitch, called a strike. 2-1. You know, they can't put it in play anywhere, and you don't run the risk of a fielder making an error or them finding a hole or whatever. You strike them out, nothing bad can happen. 2-1 pitch, swinging a foul back to the screen. Count now evened up 2-2. Navar on the mound to pitch here in the 8th. Lemurs leading 4-3 over the St. Paul Saints. They just have to hold on for a couple more innings here on Star Wars night at Uni-Trade Stadium. Star Wars night, always one of my favorite nights. I'm a big Star Wars fan. I can't believe my partner Warren Shore never seen Star Wars. Ground ball right side through the shift, or I guess against the shift. Went the opposite way with it. They were shifted on Vavra a bit, and Poso couldn't get over quick enough for a single to lead off the 8th.
Never seen 1 second of Star Wars, not even when they're on TV.
Not 1 second?
Never seen 1 second. It just never appealed to me. Never appealed to me. I'm sorry. It's just not something I watched.
That was my childhood. Star Wars.
I mean, I know why I probably didn't watch them. I just don't feel like sharing that on the. It's nothing like I was scared or anything. It's not like my parents pushed it or anything either. So it's just I never saw them.
Well. Oh well. Max Garrett to the plate. Navar firing away. Garrett not bunting. He takes inside for a ball. I say not bunting because over at third base, Nieves is playing up on the grass. Poso holding the runner on at first, but then would release and come up playing in. And you would think possibly they would try to sacrifice Vavra over to second, trailing by a run here in the 8th. Navar stepping off, will wipe some sweat off. He's going with the unbuttoned shirt look. He has 1 or 2 of his top buttons of his jersey unbuttoned, showing off his gray undershirt. He looks back over. At first, fires plateward, swinging a foul back to the screen. 1-1. Lemurs, their white jerseys have buttons going all the way down the jersey. Some of the uniforms Lemurs wear don't have buttons all the way down. I think the gold ones, they just have a couple of buttons at the very top. And the black ones, I'm trying to remember. I think they actually do go all the way down, as do the gray ones. I know the gray ones do. 1-1 the count. The pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 2. Garrett, 1 strike away from striking out here against Jose Navarre. Garrett 1 for 2 in the ball game. He has sack bunted once today, too. Getting a lead over at first base is Tanner Vavra. He singled to lead off the inning. No outs. Looking at first as he comes set is Navarre. He sets out there for a while now. He lifts the leg, fires plateward. Time was called, though, as stepping out of the box was Garrett. Navarre, not to mess up his rhythm, still fired plateward with it. And for that matter, coach still set it up, holding on to it for an extra second or two, as if looking for a call, but home plate umpire Tim Kramer was not even behind coach anymore. 1-2 the count. Here comes the pitch into the dirt, picked out by coach. Count evens up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lemurs trying to cling to the lead. They had the lead last night, but it was only for a moment. They led 4-3 going into the top of the 7th. But they gave up 6 runs in the top of the 7th and ended up falling by a score of 7-4, losing by 3. So trying to hold on here tonight and get that win that they probably felt was a little bit stolen from them last night. 2-2 the count to Garrett. The pitch from Navarre. He doesn't swing. He moves the bat a bit, and the pitch was just a little low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count to Garrett, the catcher. Backup catcher for the Saints as they try to replace Vinny DeFazio, who was well, you say arguably, but statistically, offensively, he was the best catcher in the league last year. Payoff pitch, runner from first is moving. It's low, ball 4. So a walk of Garrett will put runners on first and second for the Saints. And Matt Coach going to go out and talk to Navarre out there on the mound.
Next up for the Saints is our strikeout hitter, the second baseman, number 1, Sam Moss. If he strikes out.
Oh,
he's back.
Sam Moss, the strikeout hitter.
They should start that in the first inning, not the 5th. Or when he was last up, they started in the 6th, pardon me. You got to start that earlier in the game. All right, well, he's back. Come on, Jose, let's get a K here, buddy.
But I thought alcohol sales stopped after the 7th.
I wish we knew.
4-3 score. Corners in. Moss bunting right back to the mound. Navarre's going to pick it up. Falling down, he throws to first. He thought about going to second with it. He might have had time to, but then he decided, nope, I'm just going to go to first with the ball, and his foot got caught. You can see, you might not be able to, but you can see a rut in the grass where his foot got caught, and he started losing his balance. But Navarre, who throws high 90s, it was able to fall down, and he didn't actually hit the ground, but he stumbled as he was falling, just flipped it over to first to get the out of the batter Moss, who was just trying to sacrifice the runners over. So the sac bunt is successful. The Lemurs do get the 1-4 put out of Moss, but Garrett now stands at second base and Vavra at third. We will have a pitching change as Navarre will leave the game, and we'll give you the new pitcher here in a few moments when we come back. Lemurs leading 4-3 over the Saints, but the Saints are threatening.
Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts. Personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you. Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts. Personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you. Quench your thirst at a Lemurs game with a beverage from Southern Distributing Company. Try mainstays like Miller Lite, Miller 64, and Coors Original, or reach for a Red's Apple Ale or Leinenkugel. Batch 19's the newcomer, a pre-prohibition beer inspired by the last batches of beer brewed before 1919.
South Texas families never strike out with Driscoll Health Plan. Catch the value-added services we pitch to our Medicaid members. Enjoy a free membership to specific boys and girls clubs. Receive gift cards for completing Texas healthcare checkups. Restrictions and limitations may apply. Visit us at DriscollHealthPlan.com.
Right now, when you sign up for a Gold's Gym membership, you'll get tons of extras completely free. Confidence, free. Compliments from your coworkers, free. And the desire to wear tiny bathing suits, you guessed it, free. You'll be stronger with extras, and you'll be stronger with Gold's Gym. Know your own strength. Tiny bathing suit not included.
For all of your vehicle collision repair and paint needs, there's only one place to turn, Mike's Paint Place. Mike's Paint Place has computerized color matching and digital imaging. They also do full frame and suspension repairs. Stop by and see Mike's Paint Place today at 6410 Polaris Drive in Laredo.
Before your Memorial Day party, get
Jeff Inman to the mound. Trying to get that 5-out save. And, well, we're going to go back and we're going to reference that interview once more with Ben Moore. He said, when I asked him a question about kind of the structure of the bullpen, I said, obviously you have Inman as the closer, but you don't really have those set up, your 7th inning guy and your 8th inning guy, kind of those setup roles, and then, middle relievers, long relievers. You don't really have too much of a structure. At least to me, it hasn't looked that way. They kind of just throw out whoever didn't pitch the night before. The pitch to Alonzo Harris, he tries to bunt it. He misses. He pulled it back, though. Count 1-0 as the pitch missed the zone outside. But Inman into pitch here. We'll get back to that story in a second. 1-0 is Inman this year, 2.25 ERA, 7 appearances, 3 saves, 8 innings pitched on the year for the right-hander from Stanford. Inman 6'3", 200 pounds, pitched with Altoona and Indianapolis last year in the Pirates organization. But he said, well, we don't really have a structure. Just kind of go, we're not going to pitch a guy 4 days in a row. The 1-0 pitch, check swing, and the home plate umpire, Tim Kramer, says he went. 1-1 the count. Harris, and boy, if you're St. Paul, this is the guy you want at the plate when you're down a run with 2 men in scoring position. At second base is Max Garrett, third base Tanner Vavra. But Harris today is 3 for 4, 3 RBIs. He's driven in all 3 runs for the Saints tonight. The pitch, he bunts at it again. This time he doesn't pull back. He kind of slaps the bat out at it, and he misses. Count now 1-2. Inman 1 strike away from getting a big-time strikeout here against Alonzo Harris, who flew out back in the 6th inning. Last night, Harris also had an RBI, 2 runs scored, and had 3 hits to go along with a walk. So he has just dominated the plate, or dominated at the plate for St. Paul here against the Lemurs in the first 2 games. 1-2 pitch, just a tad outside. Goodness, that just missed. 2-2 the count. Fans wanted a strike call. But in the interview, Ben Moore, the pitching coach, said, if we have to, we'll go extra long with Inman. If we need to bring him out in the 8th inning with 1 or 2 outs still in the 8th, we'll do it. And he'll go for a 4 or 5 out save. We have faith in him. 2-2 the count to Harris, and he'll step out calling time and wipe some sweat from his forehead. And lo and behold, Ben, you're doing it tonight. Going for the 5-out save with Jeff Inman. Runners get their leads. Inman sets the 2-2 pitch to Harris. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Inman with a big strikeout. There's now 2 outs on the inning. Just the 3rd strikeout of the ball game for the Lemurs pitching staff tonight. To the plate, Brady Brzezinski. Lemurs aren't out of the woods yet this inning, as Brzezinski is 1 for 4 with a single in the game. He reached on a fielder's choice as well tonight. But things are looking a little bit brighter after that strikeout of Harris. Inman just needs one more out here to get us to the bottom of the 8th. And looks like they're going to intentionally walk Brzezinski. Or Inman just wanted a new baseball. Nope, intentionally walking Brzezinski. I was looking down at my book when I saw the first pitch get lobbed in there. Poso's going to go closer to the mound in case of a wild throw. Well, with an intentional walk, you might as well just go stand behind the mound if you're going to back it up. 3 intentional balls have been complete. Here comes the 4th one, and it is well outside. Brzezinski, nothing near that he can hit. And Brzezinski being a lefty, that's why you do that. You get the right-handed hitter and Nate Hansen to the plate to face off against him instead of the lefty with Brzezinski, and you have a bag open. So Hansen to the plate, bases loaded. Hansen is the DH and the 3-hole hitter, so it's not like it gets any or gets that much easier for Jeff Inman. He still is facing the 3rd batter in the order instead of the 2nd batter in the order. All these guys at the top of the order for St. Paul, they can definitely hit the ball. I say that, but not to slight the guys at the bottom of the order. They're the ones on base right now, or at least the ones on 2nd and 3rd. The first pitch to Nate Hansen will wait a minute as Hansen steps out of the box. Big situation here in the ball game. Bases loaded. 1-run game. Lemurs up 4-3 over the Saints. Saints at the plate here in the top of the 8th. The pitch from Inman. It's called a strike. 0-1. A little bit of a late call, but it's on the outside corner. 0-1. 1 for 4 in the ball game is Hansen tonight for St. Paul. So the count 0-1. Hansen, who has my favorite Star Wars character, Boba Fett. The pitch taken, called strike at the knees, inner half, 0-2. The first pitch, Hansen thought about moving the bat, but he didn't. It was a called strike. That pitch, he didn't move the bat at all, and it was still a called strike. I don't know what Hansen's waiting for, but he's down 0-2. Neither of those was his pitch, apparently. But Inman in command here. He'll lift the leg and deliver. And it's a called strike 3 as Hansen doesn't get the bat off his shoulders. And he goes 1, 2, 3, pitches back to the dugout. And Inman works out of the jam, getting 2 strikeouts here in the 8th inning. We go to the bottom half of the inning. Lemurs lead 4-3 over the Saints.
Going. Drive over to Ashley Furniture Home Store this week for our best Memorial Day sale ever. Get dramatic price reduction store-wide or no interest until January 2021. Choose from sofas and sectionals, all at unbelievably low prices. Plus find savings on beds and amazing deals on dining rooms. It's our best Memorial Day sale ever, so don't wait. Hurry over to Ashley Furniture Home Store right now. Ashley Furniture Home Store. This is home. 4520 San Bernardo Avenue, Laredo, Texas, 956-712-2401. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que por fin compraste carro nuevo? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? ¿Que hoy empieza tu fin de semana? ¿O que hoy se acaba tu novela y mañana empieza otra? La respuesta es la misma, pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres, pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. El carnesazo de H-E-B es una pachanga de sabor. Solo tienes que invitar a los compadres, prender la parrillita, ponerle unas fajitas, costillitas, chuletitas, salchichitas y, ¿por qué no?, hasta un pollo mariposita. Y que no se te olvide la musiquita y hasta una buena bailadita para un gran carnesazo. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo, carne asada con ganas, solo en H-E-B.
Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts. Personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you.
Getting hungry? Popeyes always hits the spot. Make sure to stop by any Popeyes location to try out Popeyes' new Smoky Garlic Chili Chicken Dinner. It includes 4 smoky garlic chicken tenderloins served with Popeye's new garlic herb dipping sauce, your choice of a signature side, and a buttermilk biscuit for just $4.99. Promotion starts Monday, May 25th.
There's a reason why Popeye.
All right, bottom of the 8th inning, Lemurs in the lead right now, 4-3 over the St. Paul Saints. Reggie Wilson, Jesus Poso, and Ty Morrison will lead things off here in the 8th for the Lemurs. They'll be going against a new pitcher. It's a lefty, Cody Wheeler, out of the bullpen for the St. Paul Saints, 5'11", 165. He's probably from one of my new favorite towns. Pitch bunted at by Wilson, and it goes foul into the Lemurs dugout. And why do I say that? Just based off of the name. I've never been there, never heard of it until just now. But it's got a really cool name, at least in my opinion. I know you're dying to know. Spotsylvania in Virginia. 0-1 the count to Wilson. Pitch swung and hit on a hop to the shortstop. Gil Martin, he'll let it bounce off his chest, throw over to first, and just barely get the speedy Wilson. 6-3 the putout. Went away. And Poso to the plate. Wilson has been retired now for the first time tonight. He was 1 for 1 with 2 walks. Poso, 1 for 3. Grounded into a double play twice tonight. Or actually lined into one and grounded into one. But he came up with a huge RBI single in the 6th inning and then scored a run. His run right now, his RBI was what tied the game, and then his run took the lead in the game. The pitch, Poso taking for a called strike, 0-1. As I mentioned, Wheeler into pitch. Numbers for him on the year, 0-1 in 5 appearances with a 1.42 ERA. Poso swinging, grounding one on a hop at the second baseman. Moss, he will drop to a knee and slide, trying to make the play, knocking it down, then having time to throw then from his knee to get Poso 4-3, the putout. Wow, Poso roped that. He's hit a couple really hard up the middle. One that the pitcher caught and turned a double play on, and then that one that somehow Moss was fortunate enough to keep near enough to him as he slid, just put the glove up almost for protection. It would have hit him up in his upper body somewhere. And it landed right there next to him. Yeah, Wheeler with 1.42 earned run average, 6 innings pitched. He's given up, or 6 1/3 innings. He's given up just 1 run and 7 strikeouts. That almost low to Morrison, 1-0. Morrison at the plate, 2 walks, a triple, and a strikeout tonight. He's also scored a run. Scored in the 5th inning, first run of the ball game for the Lemurs. As Laredo scored 2 in the 5th and 2 in the 6th. The 1-0 pitch called a strike, 1-1. But Wheeler was a 5th-round pick out of college. He went to Coastal Carolina University in Conway, South Carolina. 5th-round pick in 2010 by the Arizona Diamondbacks. 1-1 the count. The delivery to Morrison. Swing and a hard-hit ball to deep left field. Hooking at the line, and it'll just barely land foul in the right field corner. Maybe a foot and a half foul. Boy, Morrison's been hitting the ball hard tonight. He had that triple in the right center. He's been hitting the ball hard all season. Hard on a line, into gaps, getting extra base hits. With the Arizona Diamondbacks organization, Wheeler played a few years, from 2010 all the way through 2014. 2015, though, he spent with the Baltimore Orioles organization. He made it up as high as AA with the Diamondbacks to Mobile. Now the 1-2 pitch. Morrison pops it up foul just to our right and over our heads here. Count still 1-2. He made up to AAA last year in the Orioles system. Played in 42 games there. Or sorry, just 1 game at AAA. He played 42 games in High A, Frederick. 1-2 the count to Morrison. 2 outs on the inning. Wheeler, the lefty, against Morrison, the lefty. And the 1-2 delivery into the dirt, blocked by the catcher. Garrett. Lemurs trying to get that win on Star Wars night here at the ballpark. Two-two pitch. Taken, called strike 3 on the curveball. And that'll end the inning for the Lemurs. They go 1-2-3 in the 8th. But we go to the 9th. Lemurs hold a 1-run lead over the Saints as they try to close out this ball game and get the win.
Create some of the best tasting chicken in the world. We were born in New Orleans, Louisiana, the land of good fun and great cooking. Spicy flavor is a way of life in New Orleans, and everything we make reflects it. From our Popeyes bona fide chicken and handcrafted tenders to our home-style mashed potatoes with Cajun gravy and our soft buttery biscuits, everything we make is made with care and served up fresh. Only at Popeyes.
Chavarrias Plumbing's the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarrias is a full-service company with up-to-date technology, trained professionals. With over 30 years of service to the community, Chavarrias is still growing strong. Visit chavarriasplumbing.com and go Lemurs!
Quench your thirst at a Lemurs game with a beverage from Southern Distributing Company. Try mainstays like Miller Lite, Miller 64, and Coors Original, or reach for a Red's Apple Ale or Leinenkugel. Batch 19's the newcomer, a pre-prohibition beer inspired by the last batches of beer brewed before 1919.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que le salió el primer diente a tu hijo? ¿Que tu abuelita aprendió a tuitear? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? La respuesta es la misma. Pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres. Pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo. Carne asada con ganas, solo en H-E-B. Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que por fin compraste carro nuevo? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? ¿Que hoy empieza tu fin de semana? ¿O que hoy se acaba tu novela y mañana empieza otra? La respuesta es la misma. Pues un
Angelo Sonko leading off the 9th inning for the St. Paul Saints. Jeff Inman still on the hill for the Lemurs. He came in last inning with 2 men on and 1 out, got 2 strikeouts. He also intentionally walked a batter between there. The pitch to Sonko, outside and low for a ball 1-0. So Inman still on the hill. He's the closer for the Lemurs. Sonko today 1 for 3. He was also hit by a pitch. His one hit a single back in the first. He was hit by the pitch in the 5th inning. Big hitter, though, for the Saints. He takes a big swing and an equally big miss. 1-1 the count. Sonko, though, a lefty. Although wind not really blowing at the moment. It's been kind of weird tonight, shifting directions a few times, sometimes blowing in from right, sometimes kind of blowing out towards the left field corner. That pitch fouled away. 1-2 the count to Sonko. It'll be Sonko, Thomas, and Gil Martin. Probably the 3 best power hitters on the team. Thomas, who has a 16-game hitting streak right now, and Gil Martin, who is 2 for 4 in the ball game in his return from the disabled list. Saw Gil Martin in the 1-2 pitch comes in, fouled off. Go back behind home plate. Count still 1-2. Saw Gil Martin in batting practice today, just dropping bombs out to right field, down the line. There's a drawbridge beyond the right field fence where the gate is. And he was hitting him over the drawbridge. 1-2 pitch, swing and a high fly ball, center field. A little more left of center. Coming in, charging hard is Martinez. He'll pull up and actually back up a step or 2, making the catch. Out number 1 here in the 9th. Just 2 more to go for the Lemurs to get the win here this evening against the St. Paul Saints. Lemurs lost last night to the Saints, trying to get the win tonight so that tomorrow they can potentially take the series with a win. But they're going to have to get Tony Thomas and Mike Gil Martin out first. Thomas, who is 3rd in the league in batting average, 1 for 4 in the ball game with a double. The pitch, Thomas taking low for a ball 1-0. The pitch. Thomas swinging, fouling it back. 0-1. Thomas, a former member of the Cubs organization. 1-1. Down and away for a ball. 2 balls and a strike now to Thomas. 3rd round pick in 2007 by the Cubs. Ended up playing in the Red Sox system as well. Swing and a miss. 2-2. He got traded from the Cubs to the Red Sox. Two balls, 2 strikes. Break-even pitch from Inman high, ball 3. So the count now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Lemurs lead 4-3. Top of the 9th inning. 1 out, no one on. Tony Thomas at the plate. Left fielder last night was playing shortstop for the Saints. Righty versus righty. Payoff pitch. Swing and a pop-up. Right side. Shallow right field. Danker from second calling for it. He'll make the catch about a foot in front of a charging Reggie Wilson. There's out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down. A pop out to the second baseman and a fly out to center. And Mike Gilmartin, fresh off the disabled list, to the plate. 2 for 4 in the game, 2 singles, a run scored. He's also grounded out twice, once into a double play. Gilmartin, who's played in the A's organization, as well as the Reds organization. Digging in, his brother actually has played in the big leagues. Pitched low for a ball, 1-0. That Gilmartin name rings familiar. 1-0 pitch. Gilmartin taking high for a ball, 2-0. His brother is a pitcher, reliever for the Mets. Pitched in 2 games this year, pitched in 50 games last year. The pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike to Gilmartin. In fact, his brother, Sean, was a former first-round pick by the Braves in 2011. Left-handed pitcher is his brother. The 2-1, swing and a foul back to the screen, 2-2. Everyone clapping their hands at the ballpark here. As the Lemurs hoping for 1 more strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The break-even pitch. Gilmartin taking in the dirt. And, boy, that caught the home plate umpire somewhere. He went up hopping around. Now he's going to go to his knees, or hands to his knees. Tim Kramer. And Cody Lowe's going to come over from first and see how he's doing. The ball went under the legs of Coach, and then somewhere in the lower body area of the home plate umpire. Now the training staff for the Lemurs is going to head out and take a look at the umpire, see how he's doing. Tim Kramer, hope he's doing all right. He's got to make it through a couple of series here. They're here, this crew's here for the series against St. Paul, and they'll be here again when Joplin comes to town right after. And that actually caught him in the arm. It looks like they're looking at his right wrist. So maybe it didn't get him in the lower body, legs area. I guess it got him in the arm. He appears to be doing well enough, at least well enough to get 1 more out in this ball game and get on home. Or back to the hotel, I guess. Sleep it off. 3 balls, 2 strikes is the count. Another pointing out to left field. He still has his hands on his knees there in front of home plate, still in noticeable pain. It looks like a ball from the stands found its way onto the field. down the left field line. They had to go throw it back into the seats. 3-2, no one on, 2 outs, top of the ninth. Lemurs 1 strike away from the win. The pitch, swing and a foul back to the screen on the fastball. Lemurs still 1 strike away from the end of the ball game here. And Tim Kramer, I'm betting, he's hoping it is a strike. So we can go rest and try to figure out what's going on after that 2 pitches ago. Another swing and a miss. Strike 3. That ends the ball game. A strikeout of Mike Gilmartin. 3 up, 3 down inning for closer Jeff Inman here tonight. Lemurs win 4-3 over the St. Paul Saints. They even the series up 1 game apiece. The rubber match tomorrow. 7:05 first pitch between St. Paul and Laredo. We'll recap this ball game here in a few minutes with the post-game show. We'll be right back. Again, your final 4-3, St. Paul falling to your Laredo Lemurs.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que por fin compraste carro nuevo? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? ¿Que hoy empieza tu fin de semana? ¿O que hoy se acaba tu novela y mañana empieza otra? La respuesta es la misma, pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres, pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. El carnesazo de H-E-B es una pachanga de sabor. Solo tienes que invitar a los compadres, prender la parrillita, ponerle unas fajitas, costillitas, chuletitas, salchichitas y, ¿por qué no?, hasta un pollo mariposita. Y que no se te olvide la musiquita y hasta una buena bailadita para un gran carnesazo. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo, carne asada con ganas, solo en H-E-B.
Uni-Trade continues to provide solutions in foreign trade through a highly satisfactory customs brokerage service. Uni-Trade has quality trained personnel devoted to the highest level of customer service. For all your transportation, distribution, and consolidation needs, it's Uni-Trade.
All right, Lemurs win 4-3 over the St. Paul Saints in Game 2 of the series. Let's take a look at a little bit of a recap, see how this game all played out here for your Laredo Lemurs. Well, it started off both teams getting a base runner in the first inning, but that was it. Well, St. Paul would actually get 2 base runners. Well, they'd only ever have 1 at a time. One reached on a fielder's choice. So each team getting a leadoff base runner, but not able to do anything with it as the pitching settled down, although the Saints would score 2 runs in the second inning, getting a single by Mike Gilmartin and then a single by Tanner Vavra to start the inning. A sac bunt by Mike Garrett would put them on both in scoring position. Sam Moss would ground out. Both runners would stay at their respective bases, second and third, before with 2 outs, Alonzo Harris would hit a single to drive in a pair of runs. He'd also steal a bag that inning, but he'd be stranded at second base. So Alonzo Harris, you'll hear his name a couple of times here tonight, with the big RBI single to score 2 for the Saints. Lemurs, well, they would load the bases up with 1 out in the second, but Jesus Poso would ground into a double play to end the inning with those bases loaded for the Lemurs. They would not score a run. And to get the bases loaded, they had 2 walks and a double that inning. The double by Matt Coach, a walk of Abel Nieves and Reggie Wilson were on either side of that double. So Lemurs held scoreless there in the second inning. We go to the third. Scott Garner continued to pitch well. He did not allow any runs there in the third inning. Into the fourth, another shutout inning. Lemurs would not score in the third either. They would get another couple of walks, but couldn't drive anyone in. In the fourth inning, the Lemurs would again load the bases. They were still trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the fourth. And again, using 2 walks and a double. This time the double of Nieves with 1 out, no one on, followed by a walk of Coach and a walk of Wilson. Same 3 men on base. And Jesus Poso at the plate with the count 3 balls, 2 strikes against starter Robert Coe. He would hit one hard back up the middle, but Coe would stick the glove out, make the catch, and then double up Wilson over at first base, who had a pretty big lead and would get doubled up on that line drive. That was sharply hit right back to Coe, the pitcher. So that, again, a double play with 1 out and the bases loaded in the fourth inning. The Lemurs held scoreless, so this game could have been a lot worse than it was for the Saints, as Lemurs had a couple of opportunities to put runs on the board. We go on to the 5th inning. Saints would add a run on the board, a leadoff solo home run by Alonzo Harris. He would drive in, or he at that point had driven in all 3 runs for the Saints. They'd then load the bases thanks to 2 singles and a hit by pitch, but Garner would again work out of it. He'd get a strikeout of Tony Thomas, followed by a double play ball off the bat of Mike Gilmartin to end the inning there in the 5th. So Garner working out of trouble after giving up the leadoff home run and then loading the bases to allow just that 1 run in the 5th. Lemurs came to the plate. They got a leadoff triple by Ty Morrison. Morrison would score on J.D. Pulfer's ground out to short, and the score was then 3-1. Drew Martinez would pop out on the infield for the second out of the inning with 2 outs, no one on. Dennis Phipps would hit his first home run of the season as he'd crank one out to left field, and the Lemurs were down by a run. Travis Stanker would ground out to end the inning there in the 5th, but the Lemurs had finally gotten themselves on the board, and they were only down by a single run. St. Paul, well, they weren't done with their bats either. They would get a 1-out single by Mike Garrett. Sam Moss would also single. Garrett would go first to third, and with just 1 out, runners in the corners, it was back to Alonzo Harris at the plate. But runners actually on first and second. Harris at the plate. He would fly out to right, but on the fly out, Garrett would go from second to third, and runners on the corners with 2 outs on the inning. Brzezinski would strike out swinging to end the inning, and runners again stranded there at first and third for the Saints. We go on to the bottom of the 6th. The Lemurs would get a leadoff single by Abel Nieves. Matt Coach would ground out. Nieves would go first to second on the play, though. Reggie Wilson would single. Nieves would go up to third, and the Lemurs would have runners in the corners, 1 out, and Jesus Poso at the plate. So Poso again at the plate with multiple men on base, but not the bases loaded, just runners in the corners. He would hit an RBI single back up the middle to drive in a run and put himself on base. He'd drive in Nieves. Well, Reggie Wilson would score again later on in the inning as J.D. Pulfer would get an RBI single with 2 outs on the inning after Ty Morrison struck out as the next batter, and the Lemurs would take the lead. So Poso's big single, he'd end up being stranded at third base, but Wilson would come in to score, and the Lemurs were leading 4-3. That would be your final score tonight, 4-3, the final, as the Lemurs came away with the victory tonight. Jeff Inman would work, though, out of a jam. He'd come into the 8th inning with 2 men on, runners on second and third, and Inman would enter the ball game with just 1 out on the inning. You get a strikeout of Harris, again, the guy who had driven in all 3 runs at the plate with 2 men in scoring position. He'd strike out Harris, then intentionally walk Brzezinski, and then strike out Nate Hansen looking on 3 straight pitches. And then a 3-up, 3-down 9th inning of work on the mound for Inman as well to get the save. Take a look at your numbers today, the box score. First starting with the visiting Saints, Robert Coe gets a no decision today through 5 innings, gave up 4 hits. He walked 7 batters, though, no strikeouts. Giving up 2 runs, both earned in tonight's ball game. Caleb Thielbar, 2 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He takes the loss, striking out 2, walking none in his 2 innings of relief. And Cody Wheeler would throw an inning of relief, get a strikeout, go 3 up, 3 down for St. Paul. For the Lemurs on the mound, Scott Garner getting a no decision, 5 1/3 innings, 11 hits, 3 runs, all earned, no walks, 1 strikeout for Garner on the night. Kyle Winkler, an inning and 2/3 pitched, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout for Winkler. He'd get the win tonight for the Lemurs as he now leading the team in wins. He has 3 wins on the season. Jose Navarre would throw 1/3 of an inning, giving up a hit and walking a batter. And Jeff Inman, an inning and 2/3, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. It was an intentional one. No hits and no runs for Inman. He gets another save this season. He now has 4 saves on the year. At the plate tonight for the Lemurs had just one person with multiple hits. That was Abel Nieves. He was 2 for 3, but you had a big hit for Ty Morrison. He had a triple, 1 for 3 in the ballgame. Also walked twice and scored a run. Jesus Poso 1 for 4, but he had a big RBI single. And Reggie Wilson 1 for 2, walked twice as well, and scored a run for the Lemurs tonight. Dennis Phipps, of course, can't forget him, 1 for 4 with a solo home run in the ballgame. Not a ton of hits tonight for the Lemurs, as they had 9 hits. They were somewhat scattered, but they got them when they needed them there in the later innings of the ballgame, there in those, the middle innings, in the 5th and 6th, to plate 4 runs, and that was enough tonight against the Saints as the Lemurs won 4-3. For the Saints, big hitters at the plate, they would get 13 hits tonight, but only get those 3 runs as the Lemurs pitching staff would work in and out of jams and make sure they scattered the runs or the hits as much as possible. As Alonzo Harris was 3 for 5, a run scored, 2 runs batted in. I have 3 runs batted in for him, but nonetheless. And then everyone else actually got a hit on the team, but only 2 other hitters with multiple hits. Mike Gilmartin, 2 for 5, and Tanner Vavra, 2 for 4, each of them scoring a run tonight for St. Paul. Let's take a look around your American Association scoreboard here really quick before we get out of here. Again, your first pitch tomorrow, 7:05, Game 3 of this 3-game series between the Saints and the Lemurs. Winner will take the series. Final in Winnipeg, the Winnipeg Gold Eyes fall tonight by a score of 7-5 to the Lincoln Salt Dogs. Over in Sioux Falls, the Canaries also lose 6-3 to the Fargo Moorhead Redhawks. Joplin Blasters won at home 5-4 over the Texas Airhogs. Kansas City T-Bones losers on the road as they fall 5-2 to the Sioux City Explorers. And over in Wichita, the Wingnuts, they continue to struggle a bit here. They lose 8-3 to the Gary South Shore Railcats. The Wingnuts, who had won 2 in a row, now are 6-10 on the year, as are the Airhogs. The Joplin Blasters, with their win over the Airhogs, move to 8-9. They have sole possession of second place, 7-9. They have sole possession of second place in the South Division. The Lemurs, with their win, now 9-7, still 2 games ahead in the South Division of Joplin. And St. Paul with a loss, now 12-5 on the year, but they will still have a lead in the North Division over the Winnipeg Gold Eyes. And tomorrow, 7:05 first pitch. I don't know who will be pitching for St. Paul. They haven't announced it, at least not to me yet. Danny Moskovitz will be on the hill for the Lemurs, though. We saw Moskovitz pitch a game over in Wichita, so he'll be making a start tomorrow. Again, his second start of the year. He's 1-0 with an ERA of 3, the right-hander for the Lemurs. I'm James Nasser for my partner, Warren Shore. Have a great night. Again, Lemurs win on Star Wars night here at the ballpark, 4-3 over the St. Paul Saints.